Go ahead, Kai.
All right, hello everyone. I'm here with the one and only Dr. Shiva. We are only an hour late, and that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and welcome Dr. Shiva to the stage. Welcome, Dr. Shiva.
All right, everyone, welcome. This is our live telethon that we're doing, and we'll describe what's going on here shortly. Kai is going to be our MC for the next 3 hours, but fundamentally, we have to raise 230K to get on the debate stage, right? So that's what this is about, 230K to debate stage telethon. So we're going to be doing a lot of begging over the next 3 hours. It's something we don't like to do, but the swarm wants us to beg, but we're begging to our followers, all right, and our supporters. So I think everything's coming in okay, right? Kai, is the video
I checked
right?
on my phone. I see that I could enter this on my phone.
Okay, and everything's smooth? Yes?
I can check it on my phone.
Okay, let's check it. So we'll wait for people to join, but we haven't done these videos in a long time, but let's just sort of has various requirements. In the United States, in order to get on the ballot for U.S. Senate, there are various requirements one must pursue, right? What's one of the requirements, Kai? Maybe you can tell people what it takes.
You probably need to be of age.
Well, to get on the ballot.
To get onto the ballot. So in that case, it's the number of signatures you need to achieve.
Yeah. So in order to get on the ballot, you need a total of 10,000 signatures that are certified by the government of Massachusetts. So what that means is, in order to get on the ballot, we have to go to the citizens of Massachusetts, residents, and get them to sign their names to say, yes, I want Dr. Shiva on the ballot. And then you got to take all those signatures, take them to the individual towns, get them certified, and then collect them and then take them to the state. Massachusetts is the hardest state to get on the ballot. Well, guess what? We got on the ballot in 2018. We got on the ballot in 2020. We got on the ballot for president in 2024. And we're the first ones to get on the ballot in 2026. Okay? So we're the first ones to get on the ballot in 2026. So that's one of the requirements. But what has occurred is the swarm can't ignore us. So they have invited us to participate in a nationally televised debate, which will be on the PBS network, which is the #1 nonprofit, public radio network, which I believe Trump cut their funding for, and I think the court stopped it. But anyway, nonetheless, we got invited by them to take the debate stage against some Republican, some Democrat who'll be on that stage, right? We don't know who it's going to be yet, but we will be the independent candidate on that stage. But they put a big toll booth on there. And the toll booth, Kai, you may want to share the image again. The toll booth is, in order to get on the debate stage, we have got to show that our supporters, and you can be anywhere in the United States, any resident, are willing to give us $250,000. So far, Kai will show you, we have a donation tracker. If you go to the main page, if you go to shivaforsenate.com/donate, you will see how much we've collected. You want to show them that, Kai?
Yes.
Yeah, and then show them. Yeah. So we, as we just shared with you, we're a little bit delayed getting on the stream here, but we have raised $26,747 without doing that much begging. Okay, some reasonable amount, because we just have people support us. So we've gotten that much money so far. So we need, if you round that up, another $225,000, right? And Kai, you can maybe show the donations that have come in today. If you go to so we have a page that, we're being fully transparent. We have to be transparent. As we started this, Keith, we want to thank Keith Ackerman, just donated $100. Elizabeth Great donated 35. Sean Hoyer, if you can just zoom in just a little bit, Kai, donated some money there. And you can see different people are donating money. Robert Smith, we want to thank Robert. Thank you very much, Robert. Donated 25. Mark Tracy, 25. Chrissy Bruner, $100. Jürgen Erbel, 25. so on. So this is coming in real time. So we decided to run this telethon so we could raise another, what do we need, Kai? 225 grand, okay? So we want to be very direct. I've never gone begging for dollars, but the way we figure this is if we get on that debate stage for US Senate on national TV, it's really a big win for us because of the level of shadow banning. I mean, I'm just looking at the viewers here. I mean, we used to have 1,000 viewers, you know? Elon Musk and his cadre have to do significant amount of shadow banning, active shadow banning, but nonetheless, we're here. So we just want to sort of lay out the ground rules. Anyone in the United States who's a resident can donate. Throughout the next few hours, you're going to meet some of our incredible volunteers for Shiva for Senate who support also the movement for Truth, Freedom, Health. You'll see the quality of these people. And we've also created tiers based on what you donate. So if you donate, Kai will take you through them. So anyone who donates $50, we've created a big button, and it's going to be a collector's item, because when we win the US Senate race, you know, everyone's going to say, I supported, you know, the movement, and I supported Dr. Shiva for Senate. And so one of the gifts we have is if you donate $50, you'll get this nice button. You know, there are FEC rules that we can't be giving you guys stuff that's more than the value of what you're giving us. That would be considered buying your vote, which is what the Democrats and Republicans do every day, right? Because they own everything. Anyway, so if you give $50, you get the Dr. Shiva button. Next, if you give $100, many of you know I'm a scientist. I work for a living. Over 15 years, we spent a lot of research in analyzing the molecular pathways of osteoarthritis. And this is an incredible product because we ran trillions of computations using Cytosolve to identify two very powerful compounds that come from natural ingredients, chamomile and bitter orange. And when you combine them, and we have a patent for this, that it has profound effects that we've seen on the computer affecting 5 major molecular pathways associated with pain and inflammation. So if you give $100, you get one of this shipped out to you, okay? And again, we want to thank people for doing that. The third one that we have is for those people who donate $250. Many of you know during the COVID manipulation that took place in 2020, I wrote a powerful letter to Trump. I said, do not lock down the country, boost the immune system of people. And I actively gave a protocol that people could do. A rat by the name of Zelenko stole our ideas and packaged it. And we must have generated billions of dollars in sales for D3 and zinc and all this. We never earned a penny, but we were the ones who did all the fundamental research. We published papers on this. So here is the Immune Foundation Immune Activation. It's 2 very powerful sets of ingredients that have very powerful effects in supporting the immune system. So for example, zinc we know stops viral replication, but in order to get zinc into your cell, you need to have quercetin, which is an ionophore. So that's one of the products. And then obviously D through K2 magnesium is equivalent of getting sunshine D3, is equivalent of getting, you know, the K2 from the fermented foods and the magnesium from greens, okay? But obviously it's good to get it from food, but when you can't, this is a very powerful immune foundation product, okay? So that is for people who donate $250. And then finally, we're not done, okay? Many of you know that I'm very interested in supporting indigenous medicines, East and West. And if Kai can just zoom in a little bit, but we've created 7 teas. These are handcrafted teas. They're clean certified. One is for joint. One is for digestion. One is for breathing better. Oops, go back to zooming. Go back. One is for tranquility, sleep. One is for, yeah, I think you want to click on the left there, Kai. One is for detox. Yeah, you can keep it. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't, yes, hold it right there, Kai. You don't need to click. Hold, that's good, that's good. One is for detox, which is good spring and particularly during the change of seasons, fall. One is for women and one is for immunity. So people get all of these 6 teas if you donate, what is it? Is it 250 or 500? I think 500. I'm sorry. If you donate 500, you get these 7 teas. They're great gifts, and you can use them throughout the year. And then we have, for those of people who donate $1,000, we're going to support people in understanding the body, the system. And I have Noel Ariano, who is actually a volunteer for Shiva for Senate. He came all the way from California, helped us collect signatures to get on the ballot. Noel's also a systems health educator. As many of you know, the swarm, as we know, tries to force people to do one-size-fits-all diet. So you have all these alternative health practitioners, these grifters, promoting a particular diet. You have the existing medical establishment, which tries to give the same medicine for everyone. And our view is it's about the right medicine for the right person at the right time. But how do you do that? Well, you have to understand what kind of system you are. So after my Fulbright in 2007, I uncovered the fact that these ancient systems of medicine and engineering system science is profoundly related. And we've created an educational methodology. We're by no means here to compete with the medical establishment. We want to stay as far away from them as possible. But we have created a way that an individual can understand what kind of system they are, understand how their body is different at different points in time. Scroll down, and that's the black dot. And then that tells you where your body is today. And then the systems helps you calculate, go down, how different foods, different exercises, different supplements can bring you back to you. So it says, be happy, be you. So this is a fundamentally different approach to understand health. So let's go back to the top. So let's bring in Noel in. So Noel Ariano is joining us now live from California, Los Angeles. He's out in so Noel, maybe you can share with us what you do and how you got involved in the campaign. Maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, Noel.
Yeah, hi everyone. Great to be here live from Los Angeles, California. I'm here to obviously support what Dr. Shiva is doing, and as far as the Truth Freedom and Health movement is overall doing. But my personal story actually started about, I first heard about Dr. Shiva about 4 years ago, after realizing that he was cheated out of his Senate race. And so I was really impressed by his meticulous scientific approach to discovering that. However, I didn't realize at that point, at least, I didn't realize his intelligence when it came to health. I've always been a passionate student about, maintaining my body, helping, whatever I could do personally to actually benefit my overall health, not just short-term, but long-term. And so I've always geared towards quote unquote natural medicines, right? That's how most people would probably describe them. However, what was missing for me was actually the missing scientific piece. Most of these recipes, what I learned came from family members, searches online, but I was always confused. And so I was always spending time online, reading articles, looking at certifications, herbalists, things like that, I would think would help me. But even after watching videos and learning about, again, articles, watching influencers speak on certain topics, I left really just leaving even more confused. I was like, okay, well, is this for me? Is this not? Anyway, my main point is finding systems health. When I discovered Dr. Shiva was not only a scientist, not only just, you can call him actually a philosopher, right? Some of his mentorship has actually really helped me. But when I learned about his intellect regarding health and his really just a world-renowned master, I'd probably say, in immunity. And so when I realized that he had linked the scientific Western science, system science, with ancient Eastern medicine, that really resonated with me, because again, I had always been trying to look for a scientific explanation to everything that I had been looking for. Why do certain herbs work? Why is it that, the body changes? Why is it different for everyone else? And so when I found out about systems health, I spent I debated in my head maybe like 2 days, only because I had to come up with the money, and I enrolled into the systems health program. And so that really completely inverted my philosophy, my outlook on what health was. And ever since then, this is about 2 years ago, ever since then, I've been full-fledged involved in the program and supporting that program. Actually, even now, helping teach that program. So again, with that program, I was actually able to give, sort of not give, but I was given a framework to follow and a system really to lean on and to go to. Anytime I needed help with my health, I would go back to Systems Health, and even now I would go back to Systems Health to actually give me a system and a framework to actually follow without any confusion, without following influencers, without buying certifications online, just different promises that ultimately are there to confuse people if you don't have the right system. And ever since then, I've just been advocating and teaching partially with Systems Health and Dr. Shiva supporting his work. Again, he's literally bridged the ancient Eastern medicine of thousands and thousands of years ago. Even going back, maybe he can correct me on this, going back some of these textbooks written thousands of years ago, he's actually referenced some of those materials and actually brought it back into a Western scientific framework. We would, at TFH, we use that framework. Most people would know and would recognize it as systems science. However, bridging these two worlds, literally finding the Rosetta Stone and enabling me and everybody else who takes the program, being able to actually explain why it works and how it works. It's not just sort of like these esoteric words and sort of this mystique that a lot of people put under, or a lot of people put on it, and it's really almost there to actually drive sort of like this illusion. However, all of that was completely erased when I enrolled into the program, and I was just completely blown away. Again, the material, the education, not only that, but again, the software, the technology. There's a lot to say if I was to fully explain it, but the technology that he's developed, he's literally come up with a mathematical framework in order to define what your body's actually its natural constitution. He just mentioned it. It's a natural system state. In that software system, you can actually use it and implement it on yourself whenever you want, once you get access to it. And it helps you define, where your body is naturally, meaning throughout your whole life. But also, that piece is not helpful unless you understand where your body is today. And so finding these 2 points, it gives you the relative idea, the relationship about, okay, where your body is, but also where you need to go. And we recognize at Systems Health that, the body, natural health, you're going to deviate from your natural system state, right? Quote unquote homeostasis, quote unquote health, right? This is where your body normally, naturally just repairs and heals itself. However, most people don't even know their natural system state. And this actually tool helps you do that. So there is no, looking at articles, there is no paying for subscriptions, for influencers, hoping and crossing your fingers that things are going to work. You actually get a systems framework that's based on scientific systems, that's really grounded and rooted in everything in the universe. And so there is really no detaching or decoupling your health from system science. And really, this truly, for those of us who study the program, would say this deserves global recognition, not national. Every human student that learns about health or wants to manage their own health should be taking this program. And he's offering it here for a very, very modest donation. And again, you not only get the program, but you're helping the overall arch and trajectory of what we're trying to do here and just expand. So if I could say that, it would be that. Are we still live, Kai?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what he's offered here is, if I could just refresh your guys' memory, he not only provides the educational curriculum, right, the tool, right, that's one option that you can do. He's also providing an option for the MV25. Again, his scientific background, developing technologies that really have revolutionized scientific research, biological research, human research. Every single, I don't want to say product, every single solution that Dr.SHIVA and Truth Freedom Health offers is actually, it's not made up just because it sounds good or smells good. Every single product is actually well thought out. It goes through the scientific process of rigorous research and sort of this conversion process that we at Truth Freedom Health use to actually find and discover truth. And so whether you're looking at MV25 for joint or health pain, or if you're looking for immunity, right? We can all recharge our immunity in certain cases. And the solutions that we have here that Dr.SHIVA offers is a beautiful prize that you can gift or use yourself. And again, the software, Your Body, Your System, you can do that for yourself. Once you get access to it, you'll again learn the education and you'll learn the software tool. What I can offer is, with that tool, we have a specific name that we use. It's called a system reset, meaning your body, your system, right? AKA your system. If you don't know about this tool, you want to develop the mind frame, or you want to think about that your body actually needs a reset. And so this software helps you realign naturally where your body is. Again, using these three forces or three elements that every intelligence system actually incorporates. I don't want to get into that literature or that science, but it really is well thought out, and it is produced, this technology and tool, it really is produced to actually make things easier, not make things harder. So you really eliminate the confusion. And so I would advise that you guys, people, that everyone here, just, if you can, donate. You're not, again, helping yourself. You're actually helping a very big cause that eventually, this is actually for your own benefit, because some of the work that Dr.SHIVA does, it's all open source. Meaning, if you were to go to even like a scientific, one of these big pharma companies, nobody would actually give you this for free. Some of his research, you're able to log in and actually find out articles, read some of the research papers that he's done. He puts it out for free. I beg that you guys go online and go ask Pfizer, what they're working on, what their latest project is, what have they discovered lately? If you're a shareholder of less than $1 million, they probably wouldn't even respond to you. But again, this level of research, everything that comes out of systems health, really Truth, Freedom, and Health, is designed really to help us move forward. Like, we're trying to eliminate, and we have the operating system to move away from this whole confusion. So again, help yourself. You're helping the movement. And again, eventually, that donation is actually going to pay off back to you. More information, right? We have an actually champion of the people that's actually fighting for you, putting his livelihood on the line, right? Dr. Shiva is actually doing this. We're all doing this as volunteers. He really has no, I mean, if you really think about it, he doesn't have to do this. But again, we have a candidate that is here to actually speak for our own causes, right? If you look at the left and the right now, nobody else is actually going to be speaking for you. And even if they do respond to you, it's going to be just to brush you away and shut you up. And again, this is really a focal point in the times that we live in today. There is no other choice. So I encourage you guys, again, just take the initiative, take whatever sacrifices, whatever small sacrifices that you may need to make, and actually make this happen for us. Because again, limited time, only because they put a very tall barrier in front of us. But again, we've broken these barriers multiple times. When you go back to lawsuits, when you go back to Dr. Shiva's work being questioned, the invention of email, all of that has been debunked, and Dr. Shiva only really provides receipts. So whether you're, thinking about it, whether you're maybe suggesting of somebody else, one of your family members or friends that comes in here and actually can help us reach that $230,000 mark in a couple of days, in a few days. Again, you're helping the overall cause, but not only that, you're actually getting products that work. Scientific research has produced this. Again, this goes back to the very basics of science. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad I found Systems Health. It's actually changed my life. I'm in a completely new trajectory right now. I mean, it really brings purpose to everything that I do. And I've actually always been looking for something like this. So if you say you're, politically astute, or if you like arguing online about politics, none of that's going to get you anywhere until you start getting involved. It could be a donation. It could be one of our hundreds of volunteers making phone calls. It could be like Kai here, and other people in the background.
Yeah. By the way, Kai is a U.S. citizen who is based out of the Netherlands. It is 9 p.m. there, and Kai is emceeing this. The broader movement we've created, an independent movement, a true movement, bottoms up, not the CIA movement of Tucker Carlson who's trying to put out there, the fake independent movement. The real movement is run by people like Kai, PhD, scientist, Noel, data scientist, marketer, people who actually have real jobs and who come from all different walks of life. We have to recognize that Tucker Carlson has never worked a day in his life. All right? Most of these people have not worked a day in their lives. Our movement represents and reflects the American people who actually work, who have to get up and make ends meet, right? Being creative, being resilient, being resourceful. Donald Trump and his kids have never had to work at all. All right? They are living the communist dream in the sense they've been given everything. So the same communism that they go attack. Okay? So it's quite fascinating. But what is occurring globally is that citizens are breaking from establishment parties. That's what's actually going on. Citizens are breaking from establishment parties. Now, in the United States, nearly 50% of Americans do not belong to any political party. So the political parties are actually the minority. They're not the majority. But every day, every microsecond, you're brainwashed to be told that these political parties, it's a blue state and a red state. It's just a big fucking lie. There is no blue state, there's no red state. The plurality of Americans are independents. A majority in Massachusetts, nearly 70%, the statistic just came out last week, 67% are independent voters. Now, Kai can bring up the flyer on our page. If people go to shivaforsenate.com, we have an amazing flyer. I was just out. The reason that we were late was I had to spend an hour training one of our great volunteers, Al Dancy, works as a realtor. Al came in from Central Mass and was handing out flyers. And I went with another one of our volunteers, Barb Herda, who, again, drove up all the way from Florida to help us. Okay? So the quality of people in this movement, I can't even put words. So when I see people like Thomas Massey, Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, grifting, you just want to slap the shit out of them, okay? But this is our flyer that we're putting out. And it's a flyer that hits people right between the eyes. And I just want everyone to look at this. 65% of Massachusetts is independent. You could put the same flyer in the United States. 50% of Americans are independent. Yet we keep voting. Zoom in a little bit. Only Democrat or Republican. So I just want people just to reflect on that. The aim of this flyer is to hit you right between your third eye and say, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's a nation of independence, yet all you hear about is Fox News, CNN, CNN, Fox News, CNN, red and blue, red and blue. It's a complete cluster, manipulation. That's what it is. So everyone reflect on this. So in a state of independence, we're told Massachusetts is a blue state. No, there's only 26% Democrats. If I remember math, I think 65 is greater than 26. Right, Kai? I don't think we need to get PhDs to do that. Right? I don't think you need to be a data scientist. It's 39% more. Can someone tell me how the fuck does the news media call Massachusetts a blue state? Can someone tell me this? And 7% is Republicans who basically are useless. Okay, they don't do anything. And in other states, a flip occurs, right? So just look at this. When did 65% of people become a blue state? Can you tell me this? And what you conclude is people are being fucked with. I mean, we hand out these flyers and people are stunned. You'll see them. They're like, what the fuck? I didn't know this. Now, Massachusetts has MIT and Harvard, all these students known as the best education, and yet people think it's a blue state. 65 minus 26 is 39. Okay? 39 does not make 39% difference does not make Massachusetts a blue state. But this is a mind fuckery that's going on. So I would like to say that our movement, my campaign, our campaign is about breaking people from this relentless mind fuckery that takes place every microsecond. So the mind fuckery today right now is Rand Paul and the Republicans saying they're going to go after Fauci. Well, I can tell you they did jack shit in 2020. Nothing. So you don't do it. And what did we do? Kai, you guys remember what we did. We ran the Fire Fauci campaign. We put out a protocol that saved at least 200 million people's lives. 1 billion people saw our videos on the immune system. Donald Trump, by the way, I know one of the people in the White House, they said he was a pussy. She was a Latin woman. She goes, he's a pussy, okay? He couldn't do shit to Fauci. He got a letter we sent him. Marla Maples hand delivered it to him. Said, fire Fauci. He's going to destroy the economy. And by the way, booby fucking Kennedy, to all you booby fucking Kennedy star fuckers, booby fucking Kennedy is promoting lockdowns. It's good. It's going to save the climate, right? Climate change shit. Now he talks a big game, but that's what all these people do. You see, these people are full-time actors, full-time charlatans. And it's hard for people to believe this, but that is what they are. All of them. They're full-time actors, and they are given views and clicks to fuck with your brain. Right? In 2020, we got out there. Billions of people saw our videos, and they said, holy shit, Dr. Shiva and this movement is not in any side. We got to shut them down because we can't buy them. And that's what Noel's talking about. Okay? So if you're actually doing things and achieving things, building a movement, taking time off from your day like Kyle and Noel, right? That's dangerous because they can't fathom that. Wait a minute, why the fuck are these people doing something? The reason is their consciousness is raised. We had a professor from Tufts, who's a professor of economics, tenured professor, come to one of our events. He goes, you know, I'm so baffled by your movement. I can't mathematically model your movement because it's not driven by money. It's driven by raising consciousness. You see, so they can't fathom it. The swarm is always manipulating people by forcing them to be bought, not for higher values, but for fucking, shit, materialism, right? We're not saying you don't need food and those things are important, but that's all they focus on. So Jared Kushner wants to, fuck up the people of Albania, right? All these people, all they're focused on is how much plastic surgeries they can get, right? It's all about the physicality of ownership and manipulation. They cannot fathom that people would actually want to raise their consciousness and create it doesn't fucking exist in their existence. So that's why when you look at this number, 65% is independent. That tells you that people are actually breaking from this mindset. They don't want to be part of it. And what we're saying is our campaign, us getting on the debate stage, is an opportunity for you to kick your own self in the ass and say, what the fuck? I registered independent. Now let me get out of the fucking cage. I opened the door to the cage, but I'm sitting around here dawdling, procrastinating. You're still connected to the umbilical cord, right? Cut it, leave. It's like the slave who wants to leave his master, but still has a big leash connected back to the porch. You got to get off the fucking plantation. Our campaign, that headline, 65% is independent, yet we keep only voting Democrat and Republican, is saying, what the fuck are you doing? And by the way, this movement goes long before fucker Carlson. Now you got to understand, Tucker Carlson is a grifter driven by Palantir and by the media grifter industrial complex. He knows about our movement. Completely is watching it. Peter Thiel knows about our movement. And they're saying, fuck, these guys are real. We need to get fucker, right? We need to get fucker Carlson, Thomas Massey, and these hoodwinkers. By the way, Thomas Massey went to MIT with me. I had many protests at MIT against Zionism. I never saw him show up to one, Noel. Never saw, suddenly he's anti-Zionist because they gave him data, right?
Yeah.
Right? They gave him data to be suddenly anti-Zionist. Like he's been in Congress and he didn't know how fucked up Israel was. Like he's got to speak about it now. I've been exposing Israel and Zionism and the attack on the Jewish people because that's what Zionism is. Zionists killed Jewish people. Zionists butchered the Jews. So if you think Zionism is Judaism, you need to fucking get your head out of your ass, okay? Whether if you're Jewish or non-Jewish. The Zionists butchered Jews in the Warsaw Ghetto. They collaborated with the Nazis. All right? You don't have to be Jewish to be Zionist. There are Hindu Zionists, probably about 500 million of them. There are Muslim Zionists. There are Christian evangelical Zionists. The number of Jews who are Zionists is like, small fraction. So if the swarm wants you to equate Judaism with Zionism, and in fact, Zionists love anti-Semitism because anti-Semitism drives more people to be Zionists. This is why we've been very careful to distinguish. We never attack Jews, but there are fake CIA-controlled anti-Zionists who will talk about attacking Jews. They mix the word Jews and Zionists purposefully. Very dangerous people. Very, very dangerous people. Okay? We don't do that. We are very precise, scientifically, biologically, politically. In all realms, we use system science. But this flyer is what it's about. Now, we have a window in the next 10, 20 days to get on the fucking debate stage. And we have laid it up as a beautiful, we're bringing you a beautiful pillow with a fucking ring on it. You can just sit there eating your grapes, and all you have to do is give us some money, okay? You don't have to do much work. Okay? Al Dancy's out there in the fucking, I don't know, it's 100 degrees out there handing out flyers. You're not, but you can help. And my attitude on this is we've created a global movement. You guys know how much I already delivered and our movement's delivered. It is our movement that exposed Elizabeth Warren as a fake Indian she is. We did that. Not Trump. It is our movement that exposed the backdoor portal to Twitter. It is our movement that led the Fire Fauci movement. It is our movement that exposed the real issues with election integrity. We have done more for America than all these motherfuckers have. The founders, if they were alive today, would be with Truth, Freedom, Health in our movement. So it's about time people step up. Step the fuck up. Go to shivaforsenate.com/donate and give, because we need to get on that fucking debate stage. In 2018, same situation. They kept us off. We had to sue. You'll find videos are people protesting against them. But PBS, if they're real, they don't think we're going to raise the money. And they sent us a letter at the last minute, by the way. Okay? They're fuckers. So we need you guys to recognize, as Noel said, Noel is offering to everyone a systems reset. He will help you as a systems health educator really understand your body as a system. Okay? That's a service Noel's going to offer everyone, right? He's going to enable all of you to understand what kind of body you are. He is a authorized educator of system science. And anyone who donates, what it is, $1,000 gets a personal systems reset with Noel. Okay? Take advantage of it. By the way, you should just give money anyway, but if we're trying to give, so we have these tiers of donations, but we want to let you know the stuff that we are giving people in these tiers is coming from us, right? It's by the people, for the people. That's
Dr.
what we're talking
Shiva,
about.
Can I just say about the systems health?
Yep, good.
Yeah, just really quick. So I was one of the people that got a systems health reset for myself, by another, not by Noel, but by another one of our educators that Dr. Shiva trained. And let me tell you something, just personal information about me. I've been having dietary, I don't want to get into it, but I've had issues, right? Personal health, gut issues for probably the last 5-7 years. You know, once I moved, I grew up in North America. I grew up in the US. I lived in Canada for a long time. I moved abroad after that. After that, I went to Thailand. I was a teacher there. You know, I went and lived in different places in Europe, et cetera. I've traveled around the world doing things. And in that, the conditions changed, my body changed. I was having trouble. You know, I was getting bad stool. I don't want to get into it. The important thing is that I'd done a lot of things to try. I went to the Western medical system. I was fortunate enough in Germany to, get, treatment there, but they didn't really solve the issue. They were able to give me antibiotics, and then later, try to get probiotics to replace the, things that they killed with the antibiotics, et cetera. But none of those solutions were really working. I was fortunate enough to come across this movement and have the opportunity to get a systems health reset from another one of our systems health educators, which is what Noel is willing to do for you personally. So, and let me tell you something. Okay, it's not like everything is perfect and everything always works, but I can tell you this. I now have a tool. I have access to the systems health kitchen, your body, your system kitchen software that Dr. Shiva created. Okay, this is amazing. Literally, I could play around with that tool, or someone like Noel can help me do it. And it helps me find dishes that work for me. So I found myself a breakfast that works for me personally. So maybe for you, it's poison, but for me, I can't even describe. It's like the difference between constantly having dietary issues to like being able to get back in control of my life and have, normal, I hope I'm making myself clear without saying too many, making it too gross. Like, I'm serious. It actually works. It's that simple. It gives you the opportunity to, play around with or get help from your systems health educator to give you a dish or multiple dishes that are going to work for you, for your body. And it's actually going to help you. You can see it. You can literally see your body is a system, input, output, right? I don't need to make myself too clear here, but you can actually monitor your outputs. You can see what foods are actually working for you. This has been amazing. Like, nothing else has actually helped me. I went to an Ayurvedic doctor before, she was a nice woman, she kind of helped. She diagnosed me kind of as she could with the ancient Indian medicine, but she couldn't explain it for shit. No offense to her. She's a wonderful person, but Dr. Shiva literally like made it accessible. He literally explained, like what these concepts in ancient Indian medicine actually are and how it actually affects your body. So I just want to say personally for myself, I'm super grateful to Dr. Shiva.
Hey, Kai, people are asking what tool people are asking what tool you're talking about in the comments. Maybe you can just bring it up. So what Kai is talking about, what Noel is talking about, is for people who donate $1,000, we're going to give them a systems reset. And this was a tool that we created on the principles of system science. Kai, if you can just bring up YBYS. So just to give you what Kai is saying is, Kai is, by the way, a scientist. He's a PhD in the field of computational biology. So this is someone that the establishment would revere, okay, as one of their own. But here's the reality. I was sharing this, I think, in last talk, right? What goes on now is if you go back to like 1960 till today, the last 60 years, you'll probably see 1,000 different diets, okay? And there's probably about 100 different people have promoted as the diet guru, right? And the publishing companies like HarperCollins, Penguin, you go down the list, they're in the business of selling books and selling books and selling books, okay? And in that model, they have to create hype around something, right? So one point it was a juice fast, just drink juice all day. You guys may remember this if you remember, right? Another thing was just eat vegetables all day. Another thing was, only eat vegetables in the morning and then eat, fiber all day, right? You can go see there's all these diets. They'll typically have some person who writes a book, it's promoted. The reality is over the last 60 years of all of these alternative diets and over the last 60 years of all these drugs, lifespan is going down, obesity is going up. All right? So if these fucking diets are so great, what the fuck's going on? Now, if you go back to traditional systems of medicine, as Kai was referring to, they had a way to look at the world that recognized that your body was a system and you were a small part of something larger. The weather, the environment, seasons, people around you, where you lived, and all these things, to the extent that you controlled yourself, you were always being, if you go down to the next graph here, your body may have a homeostasis, but it could get, pulled into different directions. And the idea of health was really to bring your body back to you. Now, this notion that I've explained to you was the ancient systems of traditional medicine. I've made it really easy to explain. As Kai said, these gurus and yogis, they make it too fucking complicated because they want you to bow down to them and give them money and all sorts of other bullshit, okay? Just as bad as big pharma, but in a different realm. So what I uncovered was that the traditional systems of medicine and engineering science were one. And then it took me about 10 years to create a tool that you could explain to people simply and make it like cartoon-like, because you have to make it easy, go up. And that was this notion that you work with a systems health educator like Noel. And by the way, someone's saying, I can't afford 100. No one's asking you to pay $1,000. We're saying we need to raise. So look, you got to stop getting out of being selfish about yourself. We're not talking about you right now. We're talking about we have a political campaign going on and we need to get on the debate stage. So we're trying to encourage people to give money so we can get on that debate stage and be part of a process. So if you want to give $5, give $5. you know, in 2020, we raised close to $2 million, right? $1, $2, whatever you can give. But there are people who want to be incentivized. So we're incentivizing you by saying, look, if you give 1,000, you get a systems reset. Okay. But nonetheless, this tool uses foundational engineering systems principles. It integrates East and West, makes it accessible, democratizes ancient systems of medicine, which were always, I got to bow down. I got to make this chant. I got to wear the robe like this. And I have to speak like this with an Indian voice. Then I can, you know, what? All this bullshit. We democratize it. Boom. Within minutes, you can understand the principle of your body as a system. Okay. Thank you very much. Stephen M said, I just donated $100. LFG, let's fucking go. Thanks, Stephen. You can bring him up. Let's see if he's up. Okay. You can bring him up the donation. We're tracking donations, but we are here. There's Stephen. Thanks, Stephen McHale. Awesome. Nice. This is a real telethon now. We're running it live. We're seeing comments. We're seeing money come in. That's what we want to see. We want people to put their money where their mouth is. You guys like our videos. You like everything we've done. You know, I know people spend fucking money on all sorts of shit. Okay? Shit, actually, and your time. By the way, the average American, Nolan Pai, is spending 35 hours a week on social media on shit stuff. Okay? Yep. 30, independent of their work. So if you can do two things, you can help us make phone calls. Kai, take them to shivapercentage.com/volunteer. We need people to pound out phone calls. If you can't give money, become a volunteer. Okay? If you have money, give us lots of your money. Okay? You're allowed to give up to $7,000. By the way, if I think what did Chris what did we say? Is it 3,500 and there's dinner? Is that what it is? 3,500, right? So if you give 3,500, what we're going to do is before the debate, the night before, we're going to have a Zoom dinner, and there's this great, you know, very expensive but very good food called Capital Grill, and we'll get the equivalent of a steak for two people, steak dinner, really high end. We'll deliver to your home, and then you can have dinner with me and all the other people who supported us at that level. But we got to come up with this stuff so you guys get entertained, okay? To give money. Okay, you should give money anyway, but we're trying to make it entertaining. That's why we came up with these gift ideas, okay? But nonetheless, the swarm does not want you to be your own doctor. Hippocrates said he who's not his own doctor is a fool. So we've created tools. AI can't do this because AI doesn't have the foundational understanding. This is actually an AI tool, your body, your system, built around a foundational understanding. So it's beyond AI. But using this tool and a human being, we always believe you should have a human being because you have that personal element, then you can start understanding your body as a system. We have an entire educational program. I think, Kai, what did we decide to do? If you want to go learn this on your own, we've also done something. I just have to bring this up because we just created this whole menu of items. If Kai, if you can bring up Systems Health. Yeah, so if you give 3,000 or more, if you go to systemshealth.com, we've created an entire institute. Again, to Noel's point, you know, I spend time creating things, okay? They spend time destroying things. But if you go to systemshealth.com, there's a master's level course. And it's a course that leads to a master's certification. Tracy9598 had been sharing the flyer on Facebook Messenger. 65% voters are independent. Thank you, Tracy. That's Tracy on YouTube. And there's her comment right there. So thanks, Tracy. But this course you can take and we'll give to anyone who gives $3,000 or more. There's 3 self-paced courses. You'll understand the foundations of Systems Health as Kai scrolls down. The next thing you'll understand is systems biology, you know, systems care. You'll understand how different modalities of Eastern medicine actually fit in together, okay? We take you through acupuncture. We take you through yoga, meditation, okay? You'll understand how different medicines affect, or different herbs affect your body from an Eastern perspective and a systems biology perspective. There's 3 live courses that myself and our staff teach, systems anatomy, completely different way of looking at the body, okay? I'm heading to New Hampshire right now from Virginia to see my dad. Who can I meet this weekend to help hand out flyers and where to meet up in Massachusetts? So Stephen, great. Kai, can you get Stephen's? So Kai, if you go, Stephen, to our website right now and volunteer on Shiva for Senate, we'll get you someone. You can also text me. I'm going to give you my personal text number right now. You can text me at 617-631-6874, okay? Sorry about that. So you can text me right there, 617-631. Send us your information, Stephen, and we'll connect you up with our volunteers on the ground here. We'll connect you with Barb Herda. So not only is Stephen donated, but he's also coming up here from Virginia on his way to New Hampshire to hand out flyers. That's what you call an active citizen who puts his money and his will where his mouth is. That's what's going to change the world. Not sucking up to booby fucking Kennedy, not waiting for Bernie Sanders, not waiting for fucker Carlson. These people are dangerous. Dangerous fucking people, okay? So let's go back to just video, Kai. So why don't we do this? Kai, maybe you can play our campaign video. I just want people to see this video. It'll give you my journey to want to run for U.S. Senate and how we got here. So Kai's going to play that video. But bottom line, we need you guys to donate, not to me, but to get us on the debate stage. We need to raise $250,000 for the next 10 to 15 days to get on the debate stage. We don't have a lot of time. If you don't want to donate, but you know other people have money, go get them to donate, okay? What's that noise? It's an airplane. Is that you? Can you turn up the sound, Kai? You have to share the sound. Do you hear the sound, Noel?
There's no sound here.
Kai, you have to share the tab with the sound. It has to be in a tab.
Yeah. Let's restart the video here.
Actually, Kai, your sound is off.
All right, let me.
Yeah, you can't be muted. Yeah, you have to unmute and then play the sound. Thanks.
All right. Try that. Yep.
So we went from like 9 people to up to 158 people now. So it's good to have everyone here. Let's bring in, can you bring in Crystal? Kai or Noel, can you let Crystal to join us?
Yeah, I believe the administrator here has to let them in here.
Yeah,
I will do it.
Yeah, you can just send her the same link you had.
Okay.
Yeah. He can send it, Noel. I mean, he can send it, Kai.
I'll send the link to Crystal.
Yep.
All right, do you want the video now?
Yep, go ahead. Make sure the sound tab's on. Go ahead.
All right.
Who would have ever thought I'd be running for United States Senate? I was born a
Can you guys hear it?
Yep. Play it.
low caste untouchable in India's caste system, a system of aristocracy, oppression, and racism. My name is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. I'm an MIT PhD, a Fulbright scholar, a scientist, entrepreneur, and inventor. My family and I left India to come to America on my 7th birthday. I grew up in the working class neighborhoods of New Jersey, playing baseball, mowing lawns, painting houses, and coding software. My friends and neighbors were Black, Italians, Irish, people of all races. As a 14-year-old, I created the world's first email system, long before I ever heard of MIT. Growing up, I saw politicians dividing us by race and religion, in America or India, to have us fighting each other while they were safe in their gated communities with their lawyers by their side. I'm a fighter. I fought racism, exposed their imperialist wars, fought for workers, and put my life on the line against global corruption. I never wanted to run for political office. All that changed in 2016. Americans rose up against the establishment. We remembered we had all left a world of injustice to come to America to make a better life. We realized lawyers, academics, and politicians, elites, Clintons, Romneys, Kennedys, Obamas, Bushes, black and white, had hijacked America. They gave bailouts to their friends. They delivered crumbling infrastructure, corruption, and racism, dividing black and white, killing us, fear-mongering and fake science, lockdowns and censorship. dirty air, food, and water, pushing drugs upon us, making us sicker. We've been sold out. One set of rules for them, another for us. We deserve a warrior with a history of courage who will put everything on the line for you. It's time to fight and win back America. That's why I'm running for U.S. Senate. This race is about truth, freedom, and health versus power, profit, and control. We've had enough. They think we'll fall in line and vote again for their lawyers who get them off crimes. They never can represent us. What America needs is digital rights. We need citizen science. We need real health with no middlemen. We don't have time. We must do it now. We don't need them. We need us to go bottoms up, neighbor to neighbor. My journey, your journey are all the same. It's our time. It's time we had one of us. It's time we make America great for all of us. Pledge your vote now for Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, the independent candidate for U.S. Senate. This is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, and I approve this message, paid for by Shiva for Senate.
Nice. Thank you, Kai. Dr. Shiva stepped away for a bit, but this is actually just a good time to remind people, for all of you guys who have joined us. Again, we're taking the stance, we're taking the approach that it is nobody. We are not counting on anyone else, not a politician, not an influencer, to really move the needle here as far as like the progression of the U.S. citizen. Meaning our conditions of what we're living under currently, right? There is no other alternative except taking on that responsibility yourself. Dr. Shiva some time ago had a live that he spoke about personal responsibility. Really, what this movement has taught me is, when I first joined, I started asking myself, okay, what do I do next? You go through this education course that he provides, and it's really just lecture videos. And some questions and some assignments that you get to go through, which is the educational theory part. But after every single exercise, you know, if you're wanting to actually educate yourself and actually move and grow out of whatever you're doing right now, not just materialistically, but philosophically, right? What else can I do to actually make or to become a better person? As I was going through this material, I kept asking myself, what can I do next? Okay, what do I have to do next? What is the next step? And at the very end of it, not at the very end of it, but multiple times after you continuously are progressing through this course, which is actually free. There's a free course on our website that you can join and actually start there. There's another Warrior Scholar course that you can take. However, my main point is, for my progression, I kept asking myself, okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? The ultimate question that you reach is one simple question. What am I going to do next? What responsibility am I going to do physically, right? Maybe verbally, but you have to get out there and actually get involved. Meaning you have to talk to other people. You have to pass out a flyer. You have to make a phone call. You have to, I've run local meetings here in Los Angeles where we have a group of individuals that are part of Truth, Freedom, and Health, our Warrior Scholars, right? It is those actions that you start to resonate with other people and say, there's actually a lot of other people. There's thousands of people that think just like you and actually are trying to achieve the same goal, meaning we have to grow out of this. But none of that is going to happen until we actually take the personal responsibility, right? And you ask yourself, okay, what can I do? Until you answer that question, this shit does not fucking change, right? We keep outsourcing sort of our responsibility and accountability. If you think about it, we're always trying to give somebody else the responsibility for our personal well-being. None of that changes until we take that action for ourselves and nobody else. But we have to move forward and actually ask ourselves that question, but answer that question and actually move into that position physically. I never thought myself as a quote unquote, somebody who would lead a meeting or be a teacher, right, at a webinar. But it is through my sort of evolution here at the movement that I took on the personal responsibility, because that was the only step to take. So if you don't take that next step, maybe you go through the course and you keep thinking to yourself, okay, there's only so many videos that you can watch. There's only so many fucking conspiracies that you can talk about. There's only so many comments that you can make on social media. None of that shit moves the needle. At the end of the day, it's like, what can I do next physically to help not only the movement, really, it's really yourself. I've actually become a better person, and actually understand this, understanding the systems that not just internally, right, with my body, with systems health, but environmentally, right? These systems have a sort of progression that we need to understand as citizens, because number one, we're living in it. So I'm having a plane here pass by, but and not only do we need to understand these systems internally, right, for our bodies, for our health, but we need to understand these systems in order to navigate the world, really. And coming here, having learned that, going through the curriculum, you've learned, once you land on the page, there are three different parts. There's theory, which is the educational part. There's community, right, which is, developing friendships and partnerships here with, again, people that think exactly like you, right? Want to actually see progress, want to actually take back control of their communities. So there's theory, community, and then the last part, again, the most important piece, I would say, is action. Thank you, Kai, for sharing that. So again, once you get onto the website here, of course, we need to educate ourselves. That's number one. Through that education, you start learning about other individuals, number one, in your community, but also globally. I've now made global friends in international waters. So it's sort of miraculous, sort of what the platform, the operating system that we have here, and the infrastructure, and really all of this is already built for us. So again, it is going through this process of self-development and self-responsibility. Again, personal responsibility. You have to answer that question. Okay, what is the next step for me to actually move this thing forward? And the only answer that you'll come to is you need to get up off your ass and do something. We've had people from, extroverts to introverts lead meetings, right? Dictate policy, dictate sort of next steps to a certain group, right? And so it is through this personal development that you have to grow into, and that you will grow into. Most of our development, personal development, actually comes into place. It actually takes the most important piece is actually when we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations to further develop, not only, again, physically or verbally, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So it is putting yourself within these environments, right? Again, leading the course, having to connect with your neighbor, having to explain some of these systems, scientific principles to other people, that you then start to develop the language to not only help yourself, but help guide others. But again, it's personal responsibility. And we need to understand that there's no other alternative, that you have to take this thing on yourself. It is you that's actually going to change it. We're waiting for you to actually, make the phone call, pass out the flyer, make the $5 donation. So that's one thing that I really want to preach on. And I just want to give people the expectation, this is it's a timeline that you put yourself through. You don't come out of it, in 1 month, 2 months. Some people do, right? Depending on how much time you have, but it is an evolution that has to take place. And again, that's a personal decision that you have to make, and that I personally made. And I'm still growing. I'm not saying I am everything that I want to be now. I'm continuously growing, and I'm continuously being challenged by, Dr. Shiva, because I actually just want to model myself after him. But he's given really the opportunity for us to self-develop here. And so I really just want to thank.
It's a really incredible. Sorry, Noel, please finish.
Yeah, no, thank you. So yeah, I think I was just going to land there, but it is sort of that evolution that, as you go through this education, you're just find yourself asking yourself, okay, well, what else can I do? And the very last question that you have to answer and you have to act on is you actually taking the action and actually getting involved. Again, that can be passing out cards, phone calls, etc., donations and stuff like that. So thank you, Kai, for that.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, let's just talk about that. So Noel and I are both leaders in the movement. We both put a lot of time into this. We both gotten to that stage. But, at the end of the day, this movement is not about Dr. Shiva. It's not about Noel. It's not about me. It's about you. Scary. It's tough because it's like, I got to do something. Like I can't just watch Dr. Shiva. I can't just watch Noel and Kai talking about it. Like I have to do something. Right? Yep. Like, I don't know, 2 years ago, I was the one who was watching this. I was on the other side of this camera. I was watching Dr. Shiva, and oh crap, I have to do something now. It exists. The guy exists. He has all these answers, and it's not about him. It's really not. It's about you. This campaign is all about you. This campaign is all about a bottom-up movement. Look, we don't like to have to play these electoral politics games, people who are black-pilled or, okay, we've all heard that argument. The important thing is that this is an opportunity to reach people. We've reached millions of people in the state. We've called hundreds of thousands of people. We've reached hundreds of thousands to millions. Like we're getting there. We're talking to a lot of people. Some people tell us to F off. Some people don't answer the phone. That's fine. But we have real conversations with people. Noel, myself, many others. We have 300 people around the world making phone calls to Massachusetts. People from every country of the globe, every continent. We have people in Australia. We have people in South America. We have people in Europe. We have people in Africa. People in the United States, Canada, Mexico, making phone calls to one spot, Massachusetts, because that's the intellectual heart of the storm. That's where the Brahmins. Let me mute you for a second. That's where the Brahmins at MIT and Harvard live. Those are the people that really control things. That's the way that the world actually works now. So this is an opportunity for you, the global working class, no matter where you are, to help us. If you're a United States citizen or permanent resident, right now, you can go to shivaforsenate.com/donate. No other point do we ask for money. That's not what this movement is usually about. Right now, we have this opportunity, with this golden opportunity to get on that PBS debate stage. In the past, they ignored Dr. Shiva. They completely got rid of him. They silenced him. He sued. He's won. I don't have to go into all of that, why the Twitter files exist. It's covering up the Win Back Freedom stuff that Dr. Shiva did and this movement did. The important thing, though, thank you, Conspiracy Act. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys, the cool thing is, Kai, we have a movement that we have amazing leaders like Kai and Noel. They're inspiring people. We've created depth. The establishment doesn't want to create depth. We're creating depth, a global depth of leaders, a global 10,000 Malcolm X's. That's what we're creating. And when that's done, it's over. And this is why we're not relying on them for our existence. However, when they give us openings, man, we ram through it. They're giving us a little opening, which is get on the debate stage. We got to fucking take it. We're stupid if we don't. Okay? There's an old slogan that says, when the master plays a fiddle, the peasants dance. That's what we're going to do. They're giving us some music. We're going to take the stage. But in order to do that, we need you guys to stop sucking the titty, which is Democrats and Republicans, and start standing up for yourself. And that's what this is out. MTN Ferry says, that's what he says, I would like to make a donation. If I understand, if I donate 1,000, I get a systems reset. My question is, how long do I have to donate the full 2,000? Can I donate 500 now? Yes, you can do that. No, that's fine. We basically we'll give you the details. August 12th is when we do our FEC filing, okay? Now, we have the ability to do some additional FEC filings, but definitely, MTN Ferry, please do that. And if you want to text me with your information, it's my cell phone, 617-631-6874, and I'll connect you up to Noel. But it's great to have you. Thank you very much. By the way, we're giving the gifts that we're giving to people when they donate are not like, you get to go, play golf with Donald Trump. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about things that are tangible, that advance your life, are in resonance with what we're doing. So everything we've talked about, Kai will show you again. You donate $50, you get a button. Okay, the buttons are great because it's going to be a collector's item, and you can say, hey, here's Dr. Shiva is an independent. Okay, so Kai will show you that. If you donate $100, there's another very relevant gift that people get. That relevant gift is a product that came out of our systems understanding of the body at the molecular systems level. This was not something we did by killing animals. This came from applying system science. So if people get $100, donate 100, get that. The next thing is for people who donate $250. Again, these were two very powerful protocols we recommended during COVID. We didn't make a fucking penny off of it then, right? But you know what? We want you to give us money to help us get on the debate stage now. These are high quality supplements, and we have research behind each of them. I've done many, many videos do that. Connie Rodgers said, we need folks like you in Canada. Well, Connie, what we need is we need folks like you in Canada, okay? Not me. So what we recommend you do is, again, text me at 617-631-6874. Barb Heard, one of our leaders, who's Canadian and she's American. Kai is Canadian and American, right, Kai? Kai is both. So you guys should connect. Yeah, so Sean Clary says, is this X chat working? Yeah, it is, Kai. Sean, it's working. Great to see you. Sean is a great social media guy. He's out there educating people with everything we're doing. Good to have you, Sean. But Connie, we need you in Canada, right? So we have a lot of Canadians. We have a movement there. We can connect you there. And what we've done is the broader movement for Truth, Freedom, Health is a curriculum, right? Kai, maybe someone can log in. We've created an entire curriculum where you log in, you get access to curricula, tools, community, everything. But let's just finish this up. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. So for people who do 250, they get the Immune Foundation protocol. It supports nutritionally the right combination of zinc, quercetin, and copper really will support building your immune system from ground up. D3K2 magnesium are people who are not getting enough sun, not getting enough fermented foods, and not eating enough greens, right? This supports that. And that's for people who give, I think, 250, right? If you give $500, again, all of these are created by us and the movement, okay? It's quite profound, okay? They're not, so these are handcrafted herbs. They're made in small batches, and there's 7 of them for joint health, digestion, breathing, sleeping, tranquility, detox, for women, and then for, what's the last one? I can't read it there.
Immunity.
Immunity, thanks. And these are all interconnecting Eastern and Western medicine. They're all clean certified. So someone here says, love to see if you can debate with Dean Withers and our Parker get a job. I think with you debating election fraud on the platform, you'd reach plenty of people. Great. So Falcon Chain, get us connected, okay? If you know them, get us connected. You have, to those people who want, to directly, maybe we can open up the lines shortly, So, there's my cell number. Maybe we'll open the lines shortly, okay? If people want to call, I got to get we'll get the cell phone and you can call and we'll put you up on the mic shortly, okay? But that's my direct cell number. Again, you won't find too many Senate candidates sharing their cell phone, but there you go. Let me go back to this. Where were we here? I got to share how people can donate. That's what we're asking for. There. You got it, Kai? Do I need to do it? Okay. I got it. Okay. So, and then as Noel said, as someone just asked, if you donate 1,000, you get a system self reset that helps you understand how your body functions as a system, where your body enjoys being at, where it's today, and how you can bring it back to homeostasis. The key thing that you learn with the systems reset is that there's infinite possibilities for supporting your health. And health is not something that happens overnight. You're always off course a little bit. But the goal is to understand when you're off course and bring it back on course. And this capability, this understanding allows you to do that so you don't freak out and say, oh my God, I ate this shitty food today. Great, you did, but this is how you can balance it, right? It gives you the ability long-term to understand the system's approach to your body. And then what's the next thing? We have, for people, if you donate 3,000, you get access to the entire System Self curriculum. It's a master's level course. This took me about 20 years to create. We have thousands of graduates who've gone through it. We relaunched the course. We have a new group of graduates going through it where they get to also learn not only the science of systems, not only affects all different biological areas, but then we also give a business program so they can go and help people in their community. And finally, pre-night of the debate, obviously it's hard for people to fly in to Cambridge. So what we're going to do is anyone who donates $7,000, which is a maximum an individual can donate, we will send them an amazing meal, right? If you're vegetarian, we'll figure that out, but it's on the quality of a Capital Grill, right? Some of you don't have it there, but we'll figure out that level of quality of a great steak. If you are a vegetarian, a great vegetarian meal, and it'll be sent to your home, and we will collectively eat together over Zoom, okay? We'll figure out how to do that. We'll use modern technology of a Zoom dinner. So that's what we're doing. So is Crystal ready? Do we have Crystal?
She can be here in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Let's.
We could bring Barb in also, but I'm not sure how. Barb?
Yeah, let's bring Barb in. I think Barb may be out handing out flyers. Let's bring Barb in. So to people in Canada, Canadians are great people. They get it. Very, very heart-centered people. So we have Barb here. Barb's from Canada as well as from Florida. Barb drove up all the way from Canada to help us. And let's bring Barb in. Can we bring her in?
Well, I think she's logging in right now.
Okay. Yeah, all she has to do is click on the link. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to get over the phone because maybe we can have some people on the phone coming in. So.
Okay. Yeah. Kai, you're muted. If you can unmute yourself, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll get Barb in a moment. Do you want to get on that, and I'll continue talking?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to get her?
I've shared the link with Barb already, so
okay, perfect.
She's aware. Her and Andrew are likely to come in within the next few minutes, but
that's awesome.
I did want to touch on the systems. The master's program that Dr. Shiva talked about the $3,000 donation. This is actually the premium program out of the 3 that we offer, along with multiple courses and the technologies. But the master's certification program is actually the premium, program certification program. Really, we talked about the system reset. You'll get training on the courses, the education, but also again, this is actually is including the Your Body, Your System software. So the one that we just recently talked about Your Body, Your System, the master's program actually includes this software for you to use and to actually teach it. So I just wanted to highlight that. But this course is actually the premium certification program, and you get direct mentorship from Dr. Shiva, along with student to student interaction. So any direct questions that you have, you get to number one, go directly to the source, Dr. Shiva, and then also find mentorship not only through the education but business savviness, right? Business techniques that has worked and actually use the same system science that Your Body, Your System uses. So again, all of this is sort of joined together to develop this program, this premium program that people can enroll in. After you graduate from this program, you can actually become a certified systems health educator. So you can actually go out there, you'll have material, you'll have, if you want, right? This is actually just an option for you, but if you want to pursue it that far, the opportunity is going to be there. And Dr. Shiva and the Systems Health Institute has provided the materials, the SOPs, the instructions, the technology, and again, sort of the student learning environment for you to actually progress through that. So maybe some of you guys already have like an ongoing practice or maybe thinking about it. This would be the fast track, right? The fastest track to actually develop and deliver systems health to your community, not just locally, but globally. Again, you can provide system resets as a professional systems health educator. So this is what that program is. I just wanted to clarify that, it's not just some like courses put together. This is very well thought through by Dr. Shiva, and he put everything together to give us the 360 purview of what we can do with the program. So I just wanted to touch on that. I don't know if you wanted to add anything there, Kai.
Yeah, no. So and you're hearing it from Noel. Noel he's being really, really modest here. After Dr. Shiva, he's the person who knows the most about the program. He's the one that's in charge of running it and doing all, there's other people too, obviously, but Noel's really big. Let's just put it this way. Noel's being very humble as usual. He's he's the guy that you go to when you ask about systems health. But just imagine, I haven't done that program. I've only had it done on me and it really helped me. I also had it done on my mother-in-law. It's helping my family. But like, think about it from this perspective. Like, you walk down the street, you see people who are unhealthy, and this exists. Like, for me, it's a very personal thing. I know this exists, right? It's actually helped me personally. Like, it really helped me a lot. And I look at other people who, have obvious, I won't say what, but, you can see like, their body, it's not what it's supposed to look like, right? That could be a lot of different things. There's a lot of different conditions. You see that and you say, okay, like with all the love in my heart, like, I really wish I could help this person. And someone like Noel actually can. You know, he can literally walk down the street and see someone, and like if he was able to, you know, convince them what he actually understands, he would actually be able to help them. You know, he would say like, okay, I'm guessing that based on your body, it's these things. I could test it with the software, I could test it with the tool and all the knowledge that he has. Noel could do all that. He could actually help that person. You know, like this is not just talking some you know, some shiza. This is real. Like Noel could actually help that person. You know, anyone that goes to Noel for a systems health reset, he's going to find out, you know, what is good for your body, and he's going to suggest you foods and exercises that are good for you, and actually that could help you. You know, we're not just like, this isn't some fad diet. You know, no, it's not like, you know, meat versus vegetarian. No, none of that. We're talking about what is actually good for you. And if you wanted to spend countless hours trying every single combination, okay, is like steak, hash browns, and brown sugar good for me? You know, in 1 week you spend only eating that, and then you know, see if that's good for you. There are so many combinations of foods and plants. There's so many things out there. Having the ability to have a software that Dr. Shiva created that's based on the fundamental principles of nature that are, you know, embodied in basically the long and short, his PhD work is being applied to this so that you can actually get this information. The important thing is that you go into that software, someone like Noel, either as an educator or you as a practitioner who's paid for access to that software, you can find combinations of foods that are going to work for you or exercises that are going to work for you. And it's actually going to help your body. It's going to help put your body back in the system state. I know it sounds weird and crazy because nothing else like this exists, but I'm telling you, it actually does work. So Noel can walk down the street and he can just help someone. Like, that's amazing. Like, someday I hope to really be able to do that. We have Crystal. Noel, did you want to say anything else before we?
No, I think that summarizes everything pretty well. Thank you, Kai. But yeah, there's plenty of people behind the scene with Systems Health. Of course, Dr. Shiva's program that's been taught at MIT and Harvard. So this is like PhD level coursework. I just wanted to clarify that. But there's plenty group and graduates coming up. But yeah, thank you, Kai. That was a good closing summary there about Systems Health and your body, your system.
Welcome,
And
Crystal.
now, yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Got audio?
Yes. Hello. Go ahead, Crystal. This is Crystal, everyone. Say hello to everyone.
Hi there.
Hi,
Sorry,
Crystal.
I'm kind of coming in late. Had some back-to-back meetings and friends of family stopping by from out of town. So I might need to be caught up just a little bit with where
Yeah.
we're at so far. It's been going on for a couple hours, I think you have been on here.
Yeah, we've been an hour and a half. We started a little later than that's okay. We're all good. We've
Okay.
got people watching. We're
Awesome.
discussing a lot of things. We just talked about Systems Health. Crystal, for people who don't know, is everyone in the movement really looks up to Crystal. Let's just put it that way. Like, if we didn't.
Oh no. Oh, yikes. No, I'm glad to be here. I'm super excited that we're fundraising for this. Obviously, anybody who knows Dr. Shiva and we've been through several campaigns together with many people. We've never fundraised or crowdfunded or asked for money. So it's a bit of a shift, especially like this last minute push to get him on the debate stage, this qualification that the debate organizers are asking for. I believe, of course, that we got this late notification, not coincidentally. So here we are, but it's always for a good cause with Dr. Shiva and the movement for Truth, Freedom, and Health. So, I mean, how epic would it be, obviously, to get him on the debate stage? It's super epic.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, yeah, just to catch you up quickly, but yeah, you touched on the important part pretty quickly. We've just been talking about Systems Health. We talked about sort of the TFH program, how people have gone through that program, become leaders, specifically my case, and then Kai, of course. But we were just talking about the evolution of Truth, Freedom, and Health, and also the opportunity and the personal responsibility that we also need to take on ourselves, that we have sort of these platforms and these operating systems just to make it as easy as possible for you. We don't expect everyone to come into the program and just accelerate, become like a leader next week. It's sort of just there to your personal pace, right? So maybe, I don't know, maybe your personal kind of backstory, if you want to just share quickly with that.
Oh, geez, it's been, I mean, pretty certain we're on 6 years. It seems like it's been so long, but it also seems like such a small frame of time. Time's funny like that, right? Where things seem like it go by in a blink, but also with the milestones, with everything we've accomplished over the years, it's actually, we've accomplished quite a bit. I mean, I've never would find myself back then looking into the future and be able to predict that we would have accomplished so much, uncovered so much, had so many wins over the years. However, I think my story started slightly before COVID. I mean, I had heard of Dr. Shiva, you know, many years before that in certain health circles and groups, and maybe heard a couple of lectures that were health related, systems health related, in yoga, you know, groups and stuff like that here locally. But politically, started to hear him towards the end of 2019, and you know, heard him talking about Elizabeth Warren. It was so refreshing and just entertaining and funny. Like it was just witty. The whole real Indian, only the real Indian can defeat the fake Indian. It was great. And then COVID hit, and so things got a little bit more serious. And I just remembered knowing I really wanted to hear his take on what was going on, since I intuitively knew something was really, really, really wrong. Not just with the media, right? And when you walked out your door and you went out into the world and everybody's wearing masks, and you could just feel the thickness of fear, like you could cut it, you know, in the atmosphere. And I was like it was just a nightmare. And I just remember waking up every day like, this cannot be real life. This can't be real. And so, you know, you start to, you know, look for any sign of sanity in those moments. And I was let down over and over again. And then when I went to go look for Dr. Shiva's, you know, one of his channels or anything that he had on or speaking on anything, I found his, and it was super, super on point, super refreshing. Nobody was tackling it the way he was. There were maybe a couple people trying to, but you could, I mean, I could tell in the moment they were purposefully mimicking maybe certain talking points, but none of them were getting to actual solutions. None of them were speaking with the conviction and confidence that he was. So it was a godsend that I found him when I did. Had I not found him, I think I would have, I mean, who knows, kind of been like, I'm sorry, people, some people are out there, you know, falling down these rabbit holes and they can't crawl out of them. And
Yeah.
they're just super focused on the wrong things. I mean, still to this day, I think people are misguided, and they're just not not getting to the root of the issues. And I can confidently say, you know, going through the journey that I have with Truth, Freedom, and Health, and with Dr. Shiva's education through the Foundation of Systems, understanding what actual system is, right? Understanding the components and how they're interconnected. And he's not just saying this jargon. These aren't just words. These are, as you know, fundamental universal concepts that can be found literally in anything and everything. And so when you hear people online or even in person throwing the word system around, it's interesting now though, right? Because you have this knowledge of actually what a system is and how you can get to the root of something. And so going through that, learning that, getting on the ground, watching Dr. Shiva on the ground, came to Massachusetts a couple times in his 2020 Senate run and witnessed how active he is on the ground. I mean, even still now, I mean, you see him, he's out there, he's handing out flyers, offering to train people to hand out flyers himself. No one's ever going to do that. no one's ever going to do that. So anybody partaking in that is like obviously super lucky. And so I was really fortunate, super lucky to be able to get on that bus and with a group of others and travel from town to town with Dr. Shiva, listening to him speak to people in towns of all walks of life. It didn't matter how much, you know, money was in a neighborhood, let's say no
Mhm.
matter if it was a more influential area or if it wasn't, he treated everybody the same. And yeah, I was super, super inspired. But I mean, I knew the first time I heard Dr. Shiva speak, even even before COVID, I just knew. I was like, okay, I am going to spend as much time as I possibly humanly can to get his name, his education, and the notoriety that he deserves to as many households as possible. And that's my one of my main missions of life, besides, I mean, trying to be a good human, a good friend, a good wife, a good daughter, a good mother. Those are all obviously things that most people want to do, no matter who. Like if you're a guy, you want to be a good son, or you want to be a good father or a good husband, whatever titles and hats you wear, right?
Yeah.
um
Quick input here, Crystal. I
yeah.
know you're not going to say it, but Crystal was actually the vice president running with Dr. Shiva as president
Yeah.
in the previous campaign. So very well versed. So she's giving you some of her background, but she's very well versed, very well committed, very well what do you call it? Educated through the systems of science, but also again that one-on-one interaction. It's irreplaceable, right? The what you learn in sort of those interactions, whether they're 5 minutes or 30 minutes with Dr. Shiva. And I've seen Dr. Shiva spend 45 minutes with people trying to explain a concept. And this is what Crystal is speaking to, is like, you can see like the humanity of sort of like this guru sort of teacher, right? But sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to share that Crystal
No,
is
yeah.
highly, she doesn't speak from just reading a pamphlet. So thank you, Crystal.
Yeah, Dr. Shiva has the patience of a saint, really. I mean, I definitely have been able to be lucky enough to work one-on-one with Dr. Shiva on different projects, on I mean, you name it, right? We've done so much. I mean, it's pretty much memorialized on our website pretty well. I mean, we could even probably update it on a weekly basis, but who's got time for that when he's
Yeah.
doing? And we're gonna just take a moment, and this is just one of the things, right? One of the major things Dr. Shiva did with Trump, this letter from Dr. Shiva. Thank you, Kai, if this is you pulling it up. And I remember when Dr. Shiva put this together, and I'm sure if you don't know, let's remind you, with all the Fauci commotion going on, March 23rd is when Dr. Shiva stopped his life and anything any human could be doing,
Yeah.
and said, no, I'm going to write this letter to the president, Donald Trump at the time. I think Donald Trump should be up there with Fauci being persecuted, frankly. But,
Exactly.
the Trumpers want to just, focus on whatever, and the whoever's want to focus on whatever, but this nonsense. But Dr. Shiva hit it right to the point. Let's focus on, the immune system. And he gave a protocol here, step by
Yeah.
step by step. Do not lock down the country. Do not stop the world from, moving about,
Yeah.
and he had the solution right here. And we know that Donald Trump got it, not only because Dr. Shiva drove in the middle of this quote unquote pandemic for the 2 weeks of whatever things being locked down. Not only did he drive it there and hand deliver it, but also Marla Maples did. So he received it not once but twice, he knows he got it.
Yeah, Chris. So I think it's important. Yeah, what we're trying to highlight here, what Chris was touching on, is this letter from Dr. Shiva in March of 2020, when all of the chaos was going on. We had again, Dr. Shiva's educational background, scientific approaches. So I think it's worthy for those of you out there just listening, being not just watching, but listening to the stream here. I think if Dr. Shiva would like actually for you to read the details here.
I'm gonna definitely read it. I've read it before.
Okay, I think it's that important, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Because Kennedy was promoting lockdowns, saying it was good for the environment because of climate change. Okay, so people can have a lot of contradictions apparently, and you know, if you're still supporting Kennedy at this point, I'm sorry, but you've lost your mind. You're a moron. You need to go figure that out. So it says, "Dear Mr. President, this letter provides your administration a solution to restore the immune and economic health of the American people. This solution can be executed immediately in a low risk and cost-effective manner. The current trajectory of Dr. Anthony Fauci's public health policy will result in the short and long-term destruction of our citizens' immune health as well as our nation's economic health, perhaps a conscious and intended goal." So Dr. Shiva was calling it out for what it was. Dr. Fauci's policy at best is based on a 1950s outdated one-size-fits-all, non-personalized approach to medicine and public health, and at worst is derived from a fake science understanding of the immune system, one which Dr. Shiva over 5 decades, can you scroll? Whoever's driving. There's a...
The slight thing, Dr. Fauci.
Huh? I can't see it. Sorry. There's Jeremiah's things covering it up for me.
Okay, 1 second.
Is somebody's driving this? Is maybe my Wi-Fi is not connecting. It's stuck.
Yeah, Crystal, can you hear me?
We're right now.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can. So what I'm saying is, this said you said Dr. Shiva, which is Dr. Fauci, just to be clear.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up if there's more for me to read. Okay.
Yeah, right there. Which Dr. Fauci.
So
right
here we go. Fake science, understanding the immune system, one which Dr. Fauci over 5 decades has perpetuated and exploited to build his career. There is no need to shut down our entire country. There is no need to quarantine all of our citizens. The solution herein provides a path to advance the immune health of all of our citizens while getting our healthy people back to work now. By way of background, 2 important developments in modern science emerged with the conclusion of the Human Genome Project, EGP, in 2003. 1, the field of biological engineering, a new discipline demanding a modern engineering systems approach to biology versus the old model of seeing the body as disconnected parts. And 2, the need for precision and personalized medicine, the right medicine for the right person at the right time. As one of the first PhDs emerging from MIT's Department of Biological Engineering in 2007, my MIT research led to the invention of CytoSolve, today a proven technology that enables the discovery of new medicines, combination therapies, functional foods, and supplements, faster, cheaper, and safer. By using the computer to model complex molecular mechanisms and diseases, developments like this and a richer understanding of biology now provide us a golden opportunity to create the future by practicing real science and real medicine, especially at a time of crisis like this. The modern science of the immune system informs us that it is the overreaction of our own weakened and dysfunctional immune system attacking tissues and cells of our body that harms and kills versus the virus, be it COVID-19 or any other virus. the unfortunate medieval training that most medical doctors, MDs, receive does not educate them on this basic science of the immune system. In healthy individuals, the immune system processes pathogens with natural immune response that is mild and non-lethal. However, in those who are immunocompromised or elderly and those with pre-existing conditions, their own immune systems may overreact. And in the case of COVID-19, attacking lung epithelial cells and tissues, leading to hospitalization and mortality. Below is the solution that can lead America back to health. And it gives the protocol. So very, very clear, very well thought out, everything laid out on the table. And March 23rd of 2020, nobody was doing this. Nobody was really doing much of anything besides just fake rhetoric, just like today though. And so, but Dr. Shiva's story's never changed. It's been this potent the whole time. And, you know, is this who you want in Senate, or do you want some other jackass who's been sitting there for 40 years, who's never accomplished anything? I know what my answer is, so.
I think one important piece, Crystal, that I would like to make sure that people remember is that when people speak about, you know, this pandemic, quote unquote pandemic, or any other controversy that's online, you have to remember that the most important part is actually the timing is correct. For those of us, Dr. Shiva, that speak out against a certain policy, a certain whatever, you know, whatever they put out on the mainstream news. Who is it that's putting their neck on the line at that moment, right? When it's dangerous, when it's unpopular. And so I just want to remind people the timing of this is very, very important, and it's always consistent with Dr. Shiva's timing. You know, having the capacity to understand what's going on around him in the economy nationally and globally, but also being able to pinpoint about the issues and making sure those issues are identified at the right time. Right now, you'll see people talk about, you know, COVID, but now it's okay. Now it's popular. Now it's trendy. Now they do it for clicks, for donations, right? For followers. Now it's okay to talk about that stuff. But again, when it's very unpopular, right? There's certain individuals that speak out at the right time, and that really is the driving point here. That I want people to remember, that people that risk their, again, livelihood, sometimes their health, to actually do this level of work and step up at the right time with the right message for the right situation, those people should be applauded and should be respected. And so that's what I just want to drive home, that, you know, Dr. Shiva's timing here was,
Oh yeah.
you know, perfect.
Yeah, delay is definitely deadly. Something we've learned, like that's why Dr. Shiva is always pushing our LIT and our movement to say the right thing at the right time. That matters. What was his name? Is it Jay Bhattacharya?
I think Crystal cut out here very shortly. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Am I cutting out? Let me see if I can.
You're back now,
Crystal, we can hear you.
Oh, I was just going to say some of the fakes, you know, along the way, who came very little too late. And Kennedy also stole all of Dr. Shiva's content from all of his videos and then writes a book about it, which I'm sure he didn't even write. I'm sure, you know, Lord knows who wrote it, but it definitely wasn't Kennedy. And, you know, and still acting like he's some fighter, and he's not. Nothing he does, if anybody wants to actually look and actually have high standards for who leads them with any scrutiny, they'll know that Kennedy's always been there to suffocate any health movement at all. And, you know, he's been stealing Dr. Shiva's content for a very, very long time. But there's a lot of people who are too. What's his name? Is it Jay Bhattacharya? I can't pronounce
Jay
his last name.
Bhattacharya. You want to emphasize but.
So
Can you
yeah,
hear-
it's.
Crystal, can you hear me?
But I do want to kind of just finish reading this because it's almost over. Is my connection okay, Noel?
We can hear you, Crystal. Yeah.
Crystal,
Okay.
can you hear me?
So here it shows below is the solution that can lead America back to health, immune and economic. Step 1, organize our citizens into 4 groups. Group 1, if somebody can scroll, I mean, I could try to pull this up on my, okay, thank you. Group 1 is testing positive for COVID-19. Group 2, hospitalized and in critical condition. Group 3, immunocompromised and not COVID-19 positive. And group 4, healthy individuals and not COVID-19 positive. So step 2 would deliver a personalized protocol for each group. So group 1, they can quarantine themselves, right? They don't need to go out in public or whatever until they test negative for COVID-19, but they should be on a protocol that makes sense. 400,000 IU of vitamin A, palmitate per day for 2 days, and then 50,000 IU of vitamin D per day for 2 days. And then group 2, same thing, 400,000 IU for 2 days, 50,000 IU of D, 2 days, and deliver intravenous vitamin C, 100 drip per day until they're back to normal. So, and then group 3 protocol, these are, highly pre-existing conditions, likely, immunocompromised are those who not limited to, maybe they have diabetes, AIDS, high blood sugar, COPD, asthma, cystic fibrosis, autoimmune disorders, and those taking monoclonal antibiotic drugs, antibody drugs. This protocol will support boosting their internal defense mechanisms. And then he breaks it up for children and for adults. Again, 400,000 of A, 50,000 of D, 500 milligrams of C per day, iodine, and gives a brand, again, for adults. Obviously C goes up, and the iodine would go up. And then the group 4, and these are healthy individuals who do not fall into those other categories at all. Once again, children and adults, and, titrated down for the vitamin A, down to 1,000 for children, 2,000 for D, and 250 milligrams of vitamin C per day. And then a few drops of iodine. And then for adults, 10,000 IU of A, 5,000 IU of D, 1,000 milligrams of C per day, and iodine, 6 drops. And then step 3 is back to work and maintenance. Healthy people, based on the above protocol, should just go to work and follow the program as mentioned. And individuals, this is kind of like a maintenance, I believe here, okay, until they regain full health. There's a protocol. And in addition to that above protocol, I'm organizing medical doctors across the world who not only support this protocol, but also know that food is medicine, as did Hippocrates, the father of medicine. Any citizen who may need medical advice on this solution may also send an email to, and Dr. Shiva gave an email, and receive an answer from a medical doctor to this effort. I'm contributing the infrastructure of EchoMail, a technology I developed for email management, originally for the White House, that follows HIPAA guidelines to support this health communication effort. In summary, we have been led down the path of corporate solutions espoused by the likes of Dr. Fauci and his colleagues at the CDC. That is not in the interest of the American people. Such policies have led America to the lowest longevity rates and the highest infant mortality rates in the Western world. Finally, concerning COVID-19, we should ask, why is it that third world countries such as Chad, I'm not sure of this one, somebody can try to pronounce that one for me, I don't want to butcher somebody's country name, which have nowhere near the medical facilities of the United States, have only 1 COVID-19 infection and 0 deaths, perhaps it's because they get food right out of the ground, providing them enormous vitamin A, and they are out in the sun all day working and playing, getting tons of vitamin D. And so yours very truly, Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, and obviously some of his titles. Now, this is a huge difference from what anybody else would have put themselves online to do then. They might be saying it now, and I do still see this online where people like, oh, we could have done this and people should have been, yeah, well, they were locking people up in the houses so they weren't getting vitamin D, and everybody's health immune system was going down because of that. So yeah, it's obviously this is why a lot of us volunteer.
I think it's also fair to add.
By the way, Crystal, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Crystal, can you hear Dr. Shiva? No, okay.
Oh, that's weird.
Looks like Kai can hear.
Yes,
Kai,
I can hear us.
Okay.
Crystal, you can't hear
Dr. Shiva's not.
Well, someone asked for the link because some people don't believe we put this letter. So here's the original link. Crystal, I'm not sure why you can't hear me. It's weird. But I think the point that I want to make is this. If you see what's going on right now, these people who are apparently attacking Fauci now, they're the same people who did nothing to him in 2020, particularly Donald Trump. Okay? Trump, in fact, gave him a presidential award, a commendation letter, 12 hours before Trump left office for the great work Fauci had done. So this is the recurring, can we add Crystal to the stage? Crystal, can you hear us now? So this is a recurring manipulation that's going on. And our movement and my efforts have called this out from day one. I've been doing this since I was a 4-year-old kid. Okay? And our movement leaders like Kai and Crystal and others are learning how to do this. And we have 500,000 people globally who are learning how to do this. And our point is that nothing is going to change overnight. We're not here talking about Armageddon, some fucking aliens coming down tomorrow, some crazy ass fucking shit. We're talking about actual science grounded in reality. Our movement is made up of everyday people who are not moved by bullshit. And that letter is, like Crystal said, a victory, a big receipt. No one can take that letter away from us. No one can take out the fact that we raised 108,000 signatures, drove in the middle of COVID. We had to sleep on the fucking bus. I had to piss outside on the fucking EPA. That's where because no hotel would even take you. It was a fucked up situation. And then we delivered those 108,000 petitions to the White House, and then they sent us over to the Republican National Committee. So the fucking Republicans got this. And now they're going after Fauci when they had everything right there from an MIT PhD, 4 degrees. Marla Maples delivered it. Then we spoke to the White House directly, one of the deputy people there, and we said, fire Fauci. Trump had everything, but he didn't do it because him and his fucking family made shitloads of Pfizer stock, which went from 40 billion, it had sunk by 20 billion to 100 billion. Okay, and Albert Bourla, the head of Pfizer, was given the Lifetime Achievement Award by Israel. So any fucking MAGA idiot, that's what you are, if you are even promoting Fauci. And anyone right now wanting to suck Booby's fucking cock all day, you're a star fucker. And that's what we call you. Even giving him 1 iota. These people are manipulating you. He said, oh my God, I stopped mRNA research. No, he hasn't. Actually, go read it. It was some of the research that was miscategorized. Some of the research never had started. So you're being fucking manipulated.
In fact, it was in the news that they're now doing mRNA flu vaccine. So it's definitely not gone. They've just, I think that was in the news yesterday. And then you see Trump people online just going all off on Fauci. It's like, well, Trump is just as involved in all this, right? I mean, if you hate Fauci so much, then why wouldn't you ask Trump why he gave the award to Fauci? Why?
Yeah, as Chris says, there's a current manipulation of prop up Booby as a fighter against the establishment. Don't be fooled. Jimmy Dore still sucks. Yeah, Jimmy Dore is a fucking cocksucker. And when I exposed Fauci, Jimmy Dore attack me. I mean, when I exposed Booby. This was a year ago. Then Dor attacks Booby for being a Zionist. Now Dor's back into sucking Booby's cock. But Jimmy Dore, you're a fucking cocksucker. You're not fucking funny. You have no fucking talent, and you're a fucking pussy. And anyone who promotes Jimmy Dore, and by the way, none of these people ever put me on their shows, because the day they put me on their shows, their show is dead. We get all their followers. And people say, you motherfucker, you hid Dr. Shiva from us.
Can I say
That's
that? Because that happened to me.
What's that?
That happened to me personally. I was following Jimmy, I was just one of these people online. I thought, whatever, he's talking some truth. He never fucking had you on. He did everything not to have you on. The moment I found you, fuck him. I'm done with him. I'm done with all those motherfuckers. He literally did that to me. I'm super pissed at you. So fuck you, Jimmy Dore. I'm no longer your fan. Fuck you. All you were there to do was stop me from getting to Dr. Shiva. Fuck you.
Exactly. And that is what's going on. The grifter's goal is to be a firewall for the swarm, to make sure people do not find us. Someone said this is vile language. Well, you're fucking vile for thinking this is vile language, you fucking idiot, okay? You're a fucking idiot, and you're a fucking idiot because you have no idea how many people these people fucked over, all right? And if you don't think vile language should be used against them, then you deserve to fucking follow them to your own suicide. Go fucking do it, you motherfucker, dumbass. All right, that's my response. We're not here to defend our language, because now after I said Zionist cocksucker, everyone starts cursing. Trump starts doing this because I was cursing from a real legitimate anger. They have data showing, wow, Dr. Shiva's anger is working. Zionist cocksucker is working. We're going to absorb that. Palantir is giving people data in real time on what's working. And these people are seizing that. So the latest manipulation is Fucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Doofus Massey, okay, who suddenly got, redone his face, growing a beard, right? All this shit. No, seriously, that's what he did, okay? Looked like a doofus. Now someone told him you need to look like this and you'll get, your cock sucked more. But that's what Massey's about. The motherfucker never said shit against Zionism. Nothing. All right? So this is what's going on. People are being fucked with, manipulated inside and out. And the issue that you need to ask is, am I going to allow this fucking of my brain and the subjugation of everything that I want to achieve and not being given access to real knowledge? That's what our movement does. Our movement gives people real knowledge so you stand up on your own 2 feet. You don't have to rely on me. That's what a true teacher does. That's what guru meant. He who removes darkness, remover of darkness. And that's my mission. And I took that mission on, but the way we achieve that mission is theory, community, and action. Theory, community, and action. We teach people the fundamental science of how the systems work. What I learned at MIT that I was only supposed to teach only 20 other students, our goal is to teach 8 billion people that. Number one, actual theory. And if you want to learn it, great. But if you want to have your head up your ass and be fucked over, great. You can go do that. Be a dumb fuck. But hopefully you won't. And our movement says you got to stop complaining and start leading. Now, once you get to that, how do you do that? Well, you got to understand system science. You have to understand your body as a system. You have to understand everything's system. You have to understand those principles. Step 2, you need a community of other people who will kick your ass in the right direction. There are leaders. There is an organizational structure. They have an organizational structure, but they want us to be all disorganized and like doofuses, anarcho-syndicalists. What we are doing is organizing people in a disciplined way. And if people say stupid shit, we slap them upside the head and we say, you're fucking saying stupid shit, okay? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is what actually works. This is what doesn't work. And if you don't want to do that, then go be fucked over. No different than if you want to learn how to build an airplane, you have to understand the physics. You have to build it this way, then you get off the ground. We have built a movement to take off. And all we're doing is now growing it. So you get the benefits of getting all this fucking work that was done. And right now, our Senate campaign is giving you an opportunity. Them giving us a small opening, said they're going to put us on the debate stage, gives you an opportunity. So later on, you can say, well, how come you didn't get on the debate stage? Why didn't you do this? Well, why the fuck didn't you help us fucking get 250K? Why didn't you donate $1 even? That's what we're talking about. We're giving people an opportunity to participate. Okay? Well, since we started, I think we started at 25 or something, right, Kai? We raised around $2,000, okay? 2,600. Well, we have a long way to go. We need to raise another, what is it? 223,000, okay? That's where we're at. Now, I could theoretically give the money. You know, other wealthy people could write a check, but that's not how it works. I can't, even though a candidate can donate infinite amounts to their own campaign, I can't do that. You know, the reason I can't do that is because according to this debate rules, they want you to donate, okay? That's what this is about. So just think about, you spend 35 hours a week on social media, watching stupid shit, Joe Rogan, being all fucking manipulated. Take 35 hours a week. You know, there's 10 weeks to the election. We got 2 weeks. If you add that up together and you multiply by your hourly wage, every one of you should donate at least $500. But we're not even asking for that. Donate just $25 and get, you know, 10,000 other people to do that. All right. That's what we're looking for. But you have some incredible people here. You know, let me bring everyone here. Let me stop sharing. You have Crystal, an incredible woman, a mother, an entrepreneur, right? A wife, someone who took care of her father who was, you know, dying at her home, and takes care of her mother and does all this shit for us. And then you have a bunch of fucking lazy, oh, I don't have time. I don't have time to do this. Well, but you do have time 35 hours a week to be scrolling and watching Joe Rogan and trying to send us their videos. Oh, I saw Booby Kennedy. I saw Jimmy Dore. Total fucksteins who are there to manipulate you. Noel has flown back and forth from California. As many of you know, I sustained an injury, right? Noel came here, stayed here for 8 fucking weeks and helped take care of me. So we are redefining what it means to be a community, okay? The birth lottery doesn't make you a community, okay? It's the connections that you build and the goals that you have. That's what really builds a community. And if you want to have a real community of people who have very high values, actually do what the fuck they say, and have skills, well, that's what Truth Freedom Health is. Something like this has not existed on this planet ever. Combining system science, which only came around in the 20s, 1930s, combining an incredible community, and then giving you an array of action to do so you raise your consciousness. That action today is donate. Right now, that's what we need. Not tomorrow, but right fucking now. Just like we did the right thing when we sent that letter to Trump, and we saved at least 200 million people's lives. I still get letters, people thanking me for that protocol. And we didn't make one fucking penny off of it. Zelenko copied it and made a shitload of money. And all those fucking vitamin D3 companies, which I drove a shitload of revenue, all of you and your employees should donate to our fucking campaign now. If you're actually a good, fair human being, because we helped you make a shitload of money. So we always say the right thing at the right time. And you can see, you know, we went from 9 viewers now to 260. We used to have 8,000 viewers live. And that's because of Elon fucking Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and, you know, Sundar Pichai. It scares the shit out of them that someone who got all the credentials from the establishment says fuck you to the establishment. I'm not sucking their cocks. All of them are Zionist cocksuckers. Every single one of them. They all support genocide in Gaza. None of them have actually created anything on their own 2 feet. This movement stands on its own 2 feet, and we're demanding other people stand on their own 2 feet. That's why if Kai brings up the flyer, that's why it says 65% of Massachusetts citizens are independent. Yet, you keep voting for your oppressor. Why the fuck are you doing that? Why do people even think fucker Carlson is going to help them? The guy wanted to be in the CIA as a child, just like I wanted to destroy the establishment as a child. He hasn't changed. So that flyer says that. You can help hand out the flyer. By the way, I got a great Stephen who just donated money to our campaign. He's going to be here. We should make sure Barb Heard gets his. Stephen said, I'm in New Hampshire this weekend visiting Dad. I want to help hand out flyers in Massachusetts. That's a fucking man. That's a fucking human being. Okay? puts his money where his mouth is. Someone just wrote in. They said, passed out your cytosol and OSI information to biological engineer Carlos Schuster. He's in Texas. Great. So we have people out there, you know, taking time to support themselves. So that's what we're talking about. Let me stop sharing. Thanks, everyone. It's we're gonna wrap up in about what, 6, right, Kai? It's late for Kai. Kai's in the Netherlands. Crystal's in Nebraska. Noel's in LA. I'm here in Massachusetts. We have a lot of our volunteers right now handing out flyers. You know, they're out on the ground. It's very hot, but they're doing it. But we're going old school, flyers, phone calls. Perhaps, Crystal, you can tell people how they can become volunteers. You can go to shivaforsenate.com/volunteers. You sign up. Wherever you are in the world, wherever you're in the United States, you can help make phone calls. We have a separate infrastructure we've set up, so we're not eating up your phone minutes. Okay? So we're very conscious about that. We have our own app that we've created. You guys can donate. But right now, we need to get on the debate stage. Tell all your friends to help us donate. Anything else? Let's take some calls. So if anyone's out there and wants to make a live call, we'll put you on live. 617-631-6874. 617-631-6874.
Yeah, and if it's okay if and I'm not gonna like call out people's names, but I just want to thank Andrew, Jerry, Kathy, Meredith, and it looks like David and Stefan.
Oh, who just donated? Yeah, so can you,
Yeah.
you can bring them up. You can bring them up.
Oh, I
Okay.
don't. Yeah, I don't want to show their full names. I just want to let first name. Those are pretty
Well,
common
it's all
names.
public.
We'll just
It's all
tell
in
them
the
thank you.
What's all public, it's in the FEC files. So you want to show them, Kai?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we have a real-time ticker that our volunteer IT team put together. Here it is. So people are welcome to make a phone call if you have any questions. Go ahead, Crystal. You can zoom in and you can. Anyway, we want to thank all these people. Oh, Meredith Bowman, thank you. David Castle, Kathy Cooper, Jerry Sowitz, Andrew Zieski. Wonderful. And by the way, as we mentioned, Kathy Cooper just donated 500. Meredith donated 25. Jerry donated 250. Andrew Zieski donated 25. If we could go, we can show what people get. We put some nice, for the tiers, anyone who donates 50 or more gets a button. Collector's item next. Anyone who donates 100 gets MV25, an amazing product that was built by Cytosolve through a systems approach without killing animals. Next, anyone who donates 250 gets 2 immune boosting products. These were the things that we promoted during COVID to help people have a resilient immune system. Anyone who does 500 gets these teas. These teas are handmade, all organic, all clean teas, all 7 teas people get. And they're in small batches. They're not in any bags. God knows what the bags are made of. They're just loose, crushed, low temperature created. And you can just you don't need a lot, even just a quarter of a teaspoon in hot water. You let it rest and then you drink it. Okay, it's old school teas. Next. And then we have, Noel shared with you a very powerful, someone just said, if they give 1,000, did they get access to the tool? Actually, what you get access to is Noel's time one-on-one, and then you get access. No one swore until, yeah, someone just said this. No one swore until Dr. Shiva. Did Democrats swear at Trump now? Well, Republicans swear at Democrats now. We made cursing in vogue, okay? We really did. And we had people saying, oh, you shouldn't curse. No one's going to accept you. I said, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. And then Tucker Carlson curses. Trump curses, okay? They all fucking curse. They all follow us, and then they suppress us because we're the real fucking deal. But anyway, if you donate 1,000 or more, you will get access to the tool, but in view-only mode, right? No. So they can see what's going on, and they get a systems reset done. Take advantage of it, okay? And if you do 3,000, you get access to, Kai, the actual Systems Health Master Certification Program where you can go and educate the world and, in fact, create a sustainable business. And then for those people who do 7,000, people will get a dinner sent to their home at the quality, because we can't make exactly this restaurant, but at the quality of Capitol Grill, sent to your home for two, right? At 7,000. And we'll do a Zoom dinner the night before the debate. Anyway, that's what we put together for everyone. But donate just $25. If we get 10,000 people, now a little bit less than that. If we get 7,000 people to donate 25 or 8,000 people, we're done. And we've done this before, during the COVID time when we were during the election integrity, and we ran for Senate in 2020, we raised close to 2 million. Okay, but that was at a time when they weren't censoring us, right? We would
They were
have
figuring it out. They're figuring out how to censor you at that time,
Right,
but they hadn't
right.
quite mastered it yet.
Yeah, so all of you take this video underground, take it out to people, drive them to shivaforsenate.com/donate. Any question? If people don't have any questions,
thank
we're gonna
Lucine. Thank you,
Huh?
Lucine. I wanted to thank Lucine, whoever she is. Thank you.
Oh, okay. We're gonna restart our telethon at 8 p.m. tonight, right? So
Right.
get all your friends to show up. Oh, here's someone calling. Hello, Dr. Shiva speaking. Oh, do you have a comment, Ed? Hold on, I'll put you on. Go ahead, Ed. Tell us what you got.
I mean, yeah, I just, really appreciate what you guys are doing. I am trying my best to make some phone calls. I got the Call Hub application downloaded on my phone. I just need to, find some time. I think today, 5 p.m. Central, I could start dialing. So I'll be doing that. And also just really appreciate everything. People reached out to me many times to, kind of participate with the campaign, which I've done. I'm a Warrior Scholar.
Oh, great.
I've been following you for 5 years now. So, yeah.
Where are you out of? What part of the country are you in, or what part of the world?
San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, we have a lot of great people there, but I appreciate your taking time out of your busy day to make a phone call and share your thoughts.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I actually had a chance to go up to Massachusetts. I've never cared about the state, but I wanted to go visit because I know you're out of there.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have the time to meet you. I know you're located at the Concord Avenue place.
Yeah, come on by. If you if you email me all your information, we'll connect you up with our campaign managers. You can come.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. And I just really appreciate it, man. I really do. And then also, I just wanted to kind of tell you what happened personally.
Yeah.
You always talk about these guys, right? These guys are just kind of weak. They're not men anymore. And I've had no issues at all with women, but with guys all the time. And I had an interesting situation at the LA Fitness I used to go to, and I'm Indian descent, Middle Eastern as well. And people over there in the South, ever since I moved here 10 years ago, I mean, when you're brown, you just get treated differently, and people are overprotective about their bags around me and stuff like that. And I'm actually the most muscular guy there. I'm the strongest guy there too. And then, long story short, a lot of that. So I stuck up for myself. Whenever I would hear, there's this one kid that he would just talk and mad shit about, this is just a long story, and I'm at work right now, so I don't want to do that. But long story short, the operations manager walked me out, and this guy was talking crap about me too. And basically, when I walked out, I followed him outside, and then he raises his left fist, and he's like, "We support Israel." And I was like, "Dude, you're so fucking stupid, dude. You are so stupid. Do you even know what that means, bro?"
Yeah.
That's what I'm dealing with. But I'm trying to educate people left and right. Of course, I got my profanity loaded in my back pocket when I need to use it, thanks to you.
Well, I think I think when it comes to Israel, you need to tell people that the Israel Zionists killed Jews. That takes some violence. I said, do you know that the Zionists in Israel killed Jews? They are anti-Semitic. That's what you need to tell people. And this is an education to everyone. I was just, Barb, one of our volunteers, said, we're about to recruit a volunteer, and she was off, and she said, "Oh, Dr. Shiva's anti-Semitic, he's against Israel." I said, Barb, what you need to tell her is something very simple, that the Zionists butchered Jews. All you need to do is go study the Warsaw Ghetto. Jews were fighting the Nazis. The Zionists collaborated with the Nazis and disarmed the Jews, and they got butchered. So this really needs, and that's one point everyone need to make. Second point is that you don't need to be Jewish to be Zionist. In fact, only a very small percentage of Zionists are Jews. The majority are Christian evangelicals, 70 million in the United States. Indian, Hindu, Brahmin, fucking idiots, are Zionists,
exactly.
right? And then Saudi Arabian and the Arab elite are Zionists.
Oh my God.
Muslims, so there's Muslim Zionists, Hindu Zionists, Christian Zionists.
Absolutely.
Right? So, but if you tell people that and you say, shut the fuck up, you moron, that's what you should tell them. You said, you don't need to be Jewish to be Zionist, you fucking idiot.
Thanks to you, man.
Yeah, you need to tell that to them in those words. And you say, by the way, do you know that Zionists, Israeli Zionists, killed Jews and collaborated with the Nazis? You should say, if anyone supports the Jewish people, I do, and you're fucking anti-Semitic. That's the way you got to hit them.
Yeah, I'm gonna for sure. Now I can't because my membership's been revoked, but I'll just find another gym. It's all good.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. But everyone, everyone's top down when it comes to these corporations.
Right.
No one really knows what the fuck they're doing, first of all. So,
well, we should do a video on this and tell people to boycott LA Fitness.
Say that again, I'm sorry?
We should do a video on your experience and tell people to fucking boycott Zionist LA Fitness.
Oh my God.
Which is anti-Semitic. We say LA Fitness is anti-Semitic.
They are.
Yeah, but why don't you tell your story? You want to come on live and tell your story?
Well, I mean,
it's up to you. I don't want to pressure you.
Yeah.
But anyway, to anyone listening, the LA Fitness is fucking Zionist scumbags, and they're anti-Semites because they hate Jewish people, because they're pro-Zionist. Pro-Zionism equals anti-Jew. Pro-Zionism equals anti-Semitic. Okay? And by the way, the Palestinians are Semites. The so-called Israelis are Khazarian Europeans. They're not even Semites. Just as another...
Is it a bunch of people that look like me who have a German last name are quote-unquote Semites? That's ridiculous. Just because my last name is one word doesn't mean I'm... Yeah, it's ridiculous.
People are just so... I mean, it's mainly these guys, man. I don't know these dudes anymore. I really don't. I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
Majority of them.
Yeah.
But...
Anyway, anyway, really good work. Yeah, so make the phone calls. Anyway, that's right now we need people just doing 20 minutes a day, right? Get on the phone and make phone calls. And by the way, you don't even have to dial if you just hit a button and you get connected. So we made it so you don't have to dial, it connects you.
Bro, you're like my Kim Kardashian, I swear.
I'm like your Kim Kardashian?
Because everyone follows Kim Kardashian.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, we want people to lead.
I take that back. That was.
No, but we want people to lead. So get involved. Yeah. But I'm glad your work's gone. So as you were talking, one of the new gifts that we have is that anyone who donates any amount, okay, over $50 or something, because we have to follow the FEC rules, gets a free pizza. If they're in the Wisconsin area, okay, free pizza. And Frank and his wife are amazing people. They've been running their pizza store for 20, 30 years, hardworking entrepreneurs, Midwesterners, and they recently were the first restaurant to get clean certified, which means they look at where the food comes from, non-GMO, organic, high bioavailability, local. So they are going to donate. If you're in the Wisconsin area or wherever you are, you get a free pizza, okay? If you donate $50 or more. Thank you, Frank.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good speaking with you. Yeah. Again,
Yes, sir.
make the calls. We need your help.
Of course.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
sharing.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's an interesting story. LA Fitness. They hate Jews.
Yep.
It's unfortunate.
I'd be scared to walk in.
Yeah.
Jeremiah says, I
Careful,
want a pizza. Send one to Minnesota. Well, by the way, Frank, I think, is working on learning how to freeze a pizza. Oh, here's someone else calling. Let's see who this is. Hello, Dr. Shiva speaking.
Hey, Dr. Shiva, this is Steven driving up from Virginia. How are you?
Oh, good, Steven. So, Crystal's going to call you, and she's going to connect you with Barb, and then we'll meet you. Tell us where you're going to be going, and this weekend I'll meet you somewhere. We'll hand out flyers together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
I grew up in Vermont. I've been in Virginia the last 25 years, but my dad lives in southern New Hampshire. Like, you probably know where Keene, not
Yep.
too far from Keene. He lives in Stoddard, New Hampshire up there.
Well,
So-
what you could do is you could either go up there. We also have another volunteer, Andrew Rice, and a team, and you could meet Andrew there, whichever is easier for you. So if you're up in New Hampshire, I think it's right. I think Keene's right across the border, right?
Yeah, it's just across the border.
Yeah.
But I'd love to come down and meet you guys too in Massachusetts. And
Okay.
put
Yeah,
some time
so-
into helping out.
We'll connect you up with Barb Hurd, and then if you're Saturday or Sunday, I'll meet you up in Haverhill, and we'll pass out flyers, which is right across the border. It's a
Great,
great,
thank you.
yeah. But thanks so much for your support, and just let
Yeah, thanks
everyone
for-
know. Yeah, let everyone know, and also, we'll give you. I think he should be a Warrior Scholar. We'll give you access to the community so you can get connected with people globally. Okay. So.
Yeah, I like that. I appreciate everything you do, and I really like that video you did about your grandfather. It really, really touched me, and something that came to mind a few weeks ago listening to you. All the things you've been through with your own life's journey, and all the what looks like on the surface a loss or something not working out. It just kind of hit me that things don't always get to work out the way you want them to, but the only way you win is just by keep fighting. Whatever the results are, the fucking results. It's not up to you with the results.
Exactly.
But the only way you lose is by not putting in any effort, not taking any action. And I appreciate you keep fighting despite when it looks like nothing's ever going to work out.
Well, you know what's interesting to say, Stephen. Somebody sent me. I have this really interesting book I used to read called The Treasure Chest. It's all these quotes. Okay, I read it since I was a kid. It was when we first came to the United States. Some woman gave us all these clothes and a Salvation Army bunch of books. But this book, I just reordered it. But one of the quotes was that if you look at people who what you will call successful, there's one common thing, and it's not like they ate or they repeated some mantra. It was they just fucking don't stop. This is keep going. Right? Like Michael Jordan, right? He fucking never made any of his basketball teams. You just go look at anyone, or you can look at all the inventions that even Steve Jobs tried. 90% of them failed. Okay? So it's like actually it's a 99.9% failure rate when you look at successful people. This is what's fascinating. But what it says is you just keep fucking moving forward. Your success is not about success or failure. The success is keep moving forward. Because what you're doing is chipping away at the darkness, right? And so if enough people keep doing that, there is nothing else to do anyway, right? Except if you want to be part of the darkness in some fundamental sense, right? So,
Yeah,
but
are
it's
you going to believe that doing the right thing is the best for life on this earth? Or are you going to believe that, just giving up because it didn't work out the way you wanted it to fucking work out?
Exactly. So, but if you look at even the swarm's understanding of this, they have a 99.9% failure rate. That's what's fucked up. So that just says, like the emu, the bird that just keeps moving forward, it doesn't know how to go back. It just needs, it only knows how to go forward. So that's why people are like, why, we ran against Elizabeth Warren. But because we did that, Steve, we fucked her up really bad, right? Like we were out handing out flyers, in this semi-liberal era, and the guy says, oh, I'm not going to take that flyer. And Barb says, why? Oh, that bus he Elizabeth, I said, yeah. I said, you're a racist, aren't you? I go, you support racism. He goes, what do you mean you're a racist? I go, look at me and look at you. I said, who's the racist? I said, Elizabeth Warren used race. But anyway, that was a good thing, right? We moved forward, right? That was only like fucking 10 volunteers we had. And then the 2020 election, we ran again. And all the wins we got from that, exposing the backdoor portal, Fauci, right? Educating people on the immune system.
Yeah, you could have never seen that you were going to unveil that type of truth through that process.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a matter of jumping in and playing in the arena. You win, because they don't want people like us even participating, Stephen. They want us being demoralized. Woe is me. Blah 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 blah. Right? But now we're running again, and we have an awesome lawsuit exposing the Republicans and Democrats on ballot images. They were forced to give us a debate because they know I'd go fucking sue them and expose PBS as a bunch of racist, woke liberals. So they couldn't afford that. So all we need to do is now get on the fucking debate stage, which is just money. And money's easy. It's just people needing to open up their wallets and give it. Okay? If we need to go rob a bank, we'll do it. Right? But
that's the easy part. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I
anyway,
also want to say that you I think it was your patent for inventing email was the day I was born, August 30th, 1982.
oh great, you should come on. We should have you on August 30th, 1982.
I love that. Yeah, that's great.
It's a great day. It's a day for America, which shows that innovation can occur anytime, any place, by anybody. And you don't need to be some fake dropout out of Harvard or, place like that, right? But anyway,
Right.
yeah, the invention of email is really about what America is really about. And anyone who refutes the invention of email supports the military-industrial complex, is anti-American. So anyway, we got a lot of fun, Stephen. It's really good. Thank you very much for reaching out. But we got a great freaking community, man. And really awesome people that you can count on, And I mean, there's various levels. We have people at certain level of understanding, people who really get it, and other people who get it and they're teaching others. So we now have learned how to support people's growth, and some people will just take time,
That's what I want personally out of it is to learn how to keep fighting. For you to have the fucked up lawyer and all these people have all these fucking titles that you can fill out the forms yourself and do it yourself. That's the thing that stops, I think, so many people from moving forward. Just, I don't know how to do it. I've never done it before. I don't know where to start. Well, just fucking start.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Well, we have people now, like I can say, hey, we need a lawsuit for this. The next day, the fucking lawsuit is done. It's awesome. And then we know how to file it. We learn how to serve people, summons, everything. We're a freaking law firm here, but none of us are lawyers. Someone just wrote here, MTN Ferry, she goes, thank you, Frank Marsh, for treating me so well. When I drove from Minneapolis to Josephine's Pizza in Pastoria a couple months ago, your clean pizzas are the best. So anyway, Frank and Vicky got us on the ballot in Wisconsin, and then the Wisconsin swarm threw us off, and then we took it all the way to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court has no balls. They have no balls. They don't. They don't.
Yeah, but whatever they do,
The ball
it
is
doesn't matter
the ball
what
is
someone else does. It matters what we do.
What's that?
It doesn't matter what they do.
Exactly, man.
It matters what we do.
Right. Yep. It doesn't really matter what the fuck they do. That's the bottom line. Anyway, great, man. Stephen, you got to get involved, man. Well, you're already involved, but it's great to have you. I'll send you to Crystal and Barb, and you'll be in good hands. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks for everything. Bye-bye. Okay, that's Stephen. Oh, here's another guy.
Can I just say that this? Sorry, can I just say this is an example of how this movement actually grows, right? Stephen's just a regular guy. Maybe next time we do this, or in a year or in 6 months, he'll be here on the screen doing this live stream with Dr. Shiva. So I hope that that's you, Stephen.
So anyway, if everyone here has a service, right? Noel was gonna, also is a man of multiple talents. He's also willing to cut people's hair. If you're in LA, if you donate, what is it, $50, $250, he'll give you a nice haircut, a wash, a trim. Crystal will teach you how to do jewelry. Kai will teach you about biology, right? So if you will get 1 hour sessions with any people, we have services. But anyway, it is it's fast approaching 6 p.m. Someone is saying videos are coming out of people regretting their COVID shot. Yeah, that's the whole bottom line, guys. Do you want to have regrets in your life, or do you want to jump in and do shit? You may make some mistakes, you may not apparently get what you want the first time, but you're in there fighting. And that's the real victory. Want to support too? I'm located near Tacoma. Anyone who donates 50 up gets healthy, eco-sustainable yoga and wellness 2-hour consultation and free gifts for kids. Oh, great. Sylvia Jones. Let's take her. Sylvia, email me text me your contact and we'll get that to people. Anyone who donates $50 up gets healthy, eco-sustainable yoga and wellness 2-hour consultations. Fantastic.
Wow.
And free gifts. Great. It's a whole new way of raising money. The FEC's going to have to figure out what the fuck we're doing here. I mean, how the fuck what do we do with this situation? Thanks, Kathy, for donating. Come collect anytime. And yes, bring Jeremiah and his family. All right, awesome. All right. Any final, we'll be back at what, 8 p.m., right, Crystal? The dogs want to be fed. Sequoia's here, mouthing my hand. Okay. She's the
Dr.
dog.
Shiva has two American Indian breeds, right? Right, Dr. Shiva?
Yeah, these are real Indian dogs, unlike Elizabeth Warren's fake Indian dogs. Elizabeth Warren's fake and her dogs are fake.
For those of you in Massachusetts, come down. You can meet the dogs. You can pet them once and take a picture.
One pet, one vote.
One pet, one pet.
We don't have one person, one vote, but you get, everyone wants to pet both of them. One pet, one vote. When Dr. Shiva becomes senator, he said he will be live streaming from Congress and exposure should be fun. Yes. Nothing is going to change, guys. And by the way, we have Bernie Sanders who's joining us. Bernie, what do you have to say?
I resent the fact that you are running for the House. I really think that I am the only senator from the Northeast area who is independent. So if you come and screw this up for me, Doctor, I just frankly, I'm quite upset about it.
What are you upset about, Bernie? Remember in 2016 when you hugged Hillary after you said you weren't going to capitulate to her? What happened there? What'd she give you?
Sometimes you just gotta do what's good for the America, and what is good for the Democratic Party is good for America. And so, people inside, outside, it doesn't really matter. Look, I also resent the fact that you think I suck Zionist cock. I have sucked many cocks in my time in Washington. None of them was explicitly labeled as being Zionist, nor were they bearing the Star of David. So I think it's very inappropriate that you accuse me and other members of the House of doing this. Thank you very much.
No, I do have a question for you, Bernie. So you admit you like sucking Zionist cock?
I said I've sucked many cocks in my time in Washington. None of them were explicitly labeled as Zionist.
You know that they were not Zionists.
Look, when you're sucking a cock, it's not like you have that much of a choice. You just do what's good for America and what's good for the Democratic Party. Sometimes that means sucking cocks that look Zionist, but I cannot verify or were not Zionist. What?
Bernie, are you a Zionist?
Any cocks?
No, are you a Zionist yourself? Yeah. What?
I don't think that you have what I don't think, frankly, Dr. Shiva, I don't think you have what it takes to make it as a senator. Listen, you know how long I've been sucking cocks for? You know how difficult it is to be a senator? You know how many cocks I had to suck? Okay, Dr. Shiva, I just don't think you have it in you. I think that, it's great what you did with email. By the way, one thing about email, I really need to tell you. Email, I unlike other members of the House who, disregard the fact that you created it, I am holding you personally responsible for the creation of email. And here's why. I'm very upset about my email situation, never mind Hillary's. My personal email situation is very upsetting to me. Members of my IT staff have continually told me that in order to log into my email, I need to get my password, which was reset to my email. I am unable to do so as I am logged out of my email. I am holding you, Dr. Shiva, personally responsible for this tragedy that has become of me and my email. Thank you very much.
Bernie, do you want me to talk to your IT people and try to get you back your email account?
If you could do that, that would be much appreciated. Despite the fact that I really don't like what you're doing about running as an independent senator and challenging my position there as the premier independent senator from the Northeast area.
Well, Bernie, here I think you're probably right about one thing. It's I don't like sucking cock, Zionist cock, or any cock, so I may have a big problem. So you may be right about that. But then I'll send you to do all the cock sucking. How's that? You'll get double cock sucking. All the Zionists to you, so you can have two cocks in one.
Listen, Dr. Shiva, I appreciate the offer, but I just don't think that you have, what it takes to send the right kind of Zionist cocks to me. Listen, I was able to raise millions and millions of dollars, $5 at a time, possibly because of, influences, but it doesn't matter. I have what it takes. I don't think you do. I think you need to prove me wrong.
Let me ask you, do you think you're a better cocksucker than Trump?
Well, let's be realistic. Trump is an excellent cocksucker. Why don't you just ask him yourself? I bet you can find him. Just let me call him up. Bring, bring. Yes, yep. Hold on, let me get Trump for you. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'll come back with Trump. Just give me 1 second, okay? Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. Let me see. He's on the line. Okay, fantastic. Bigley, I'm here. Dr. Shiva. It's very, very nice to meet you, Dr. Shiva. Thank you. Sing-songy voice. China. Oh, sorry. What are we talking about? Why am I here? Bernie, why did you send me here?
Well, what I was asking Bernie, he was claiming he's a better cocksucker than you, a Zionist cocksucker.
Excuse me, lies, big lies, all lies. I am the best cocksucker that has ever existed. I suck cocks big, I suck cocks small, I suck cock Zionist, I suck anti-Zionist. I don't care. I'm just, China. I'll even suck that cock if I have to.
All right. I think you're the best cocksucker. I think Bernie's got a lot of catching up to do. That's why you're president. That's why Bernie lost the race.
Straight.
Right. Well, let's bring back Bernie back because I think that's what really happened to him. I think he needs to come to terms with Hillary Bernie.
I resent the implication that you think that Donald Trump is a better cocksucker. I mean, it's very possible that he has raised more money. It's very possible that he has sucked bigger Zionist cocks than I have. I am not one to debate cock sucking. I tend to just close my eyes and pretend like it's not happening and think about America.
Finishing up a paper on this, Noel's working on a systems biology paper. And what we have is if you take an x-axis and the y-axis and you put the amount of money you raised on the y-axis, there's a direct correlation between cocksucking on the x-axis, and the curve goes like this.
Listen,
okay?
Dr. Shiva, listen. You and your graphs, your charts, your knowledge, I don't care. Frankly, I'm just a senator from Vermont. I just suck cock, and that's what I do. So if you want to talk about numbers and science, I frankly, just like Hillary's emails, I really don't want to hear about it.
All right, I agree with you. Bernie. You've done a lot. I think I should give credit where it's due. You are the greatest cocksucker I've ever met. Yet people don't know you're great, and I feel for you. You feel like you haven't gotten the credit you deserve.
That's right. That's right. Finally, you're starting to make some sense, Mr. Dr. Shiva.
Yeah, great. Will you donate to our campaign to get us on the debate stage?
That depends.
Pre-debate dinner.
What kind of pre-debate dinner?
Well, we'll get you a nice meal.
A nice meal, you say?
Yeah, that's 7,000.
No problem. What do you do this extra?
What's that?
I said you want to make it in this town, you gotta do it extra.
Extra. Okay, we'll give you some MV25s.
Well, my joints are getting a bit arthritic lately, so that might help me. But what I really need, to be honest, Dr. Shiva, is for you to make the whole email thing go away.
All right, we'll take care of it. Noel, we'll call your people. We'll get you back your password. And I'm glad you're going to donate to our campaign. We won't let anyone know. You're an independent. I'm an independent. We're all, one big family here, right?
Absolutely not. You are not in the family of America. You do not support the Democratic Party. And by email, I mean get rid of the whole thing. Can we just go back to the days before email? Things were so much simpler back then, and I'm holding you personally responsible for its creation. I gotta go. This has been fun, but you really ruined my life with this whole email thing.
Say hello to AOC for me.
Will do, Dr. Shiva. Take care. Go suck some Zionist cocks. I know I will be.
Sanders, we'll have all different kinds of guests
wow.
coming in. We'll have different kind of guests coming in. I do believe that we'll have Rand Paul and Fucker Carlson coming in. If they can join us, that'd be great. Maybe Kai, maybe you could bring Fucker Carlson in for this evening. That was great. How'd you get Bernie on here, Kai?
I don't know. Sorry, I was asking what happened?
No. Oh, okay. Well, Bernie joined us. You missed him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Huh,
Just happened to be when I was gone.
Yeah.
Strange.
All right. Well, everyone.
Maybe next time someone else comes.
Great. So we want to thank everyone. Perhaps what we can do is Kai play the Senate video. And again, let's give the total numbers before we leave.
All right, let's do that. Sorry, there's a little bit of echo. Turn this down. Okay, let's do the final numbers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share the screen. No, not Bernie. So we are at.
Oh, wow. It's like $5,000 or $4,000. I think $4,000, right? Yeah. So we did about 4,000 today. It's fantastic. All right. So we want to thank everyone who came in. This evening, we'll start at 8 p.m. again. Let everyone know that the telethon is underway for us, we the people, to get on the debate stage. Live TV sometime in late September. But we need to raise $250,000 in the next 10 days. All right, everyone. Crystal, is there anything else you want to share? If you guys can say some final words, and we're going to go to our video.
No, just for everyone to donate. If there's somebody who's going to be watching this later and maybe you didn't get to watch it while we're live, it doesn't matter. Just go to Shiva for Senate numeral4.com/donate. Donate. Get your friends and families to donate. Whatever it is, $1, $5, $25, whatever it is that somebody can afford to do so, or volunteer. And, you can come this evening. I'm sure there are people who will be joining once they get off of work. And and continue to do so. It's not just for today. We're going to be doing this hopefully back to back for some days. I hope, Dr. Shiva, if we can pin you down in your
Well,
schedule.
we got Bernie Sanders to donate. Many of you may not have known this. Bernie Sanders will be donating. And he wants me to help him with his email account. That's his return. I have to get him.
That's very classic.
Yeah. And Crystal was a former Bernie supporter. And I think Crystal used her contacts to get him here. Thanks, Crystal.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Noel, do you want to say any final words?
Very quickly, I just want to encourage people that it's really up to us. If you want to change the world, this is where it's happening. Whether it's $5, $2, again, the collective amount. Right now, the goal is this debate because it's going to only amplify what we're doing here. So if you can't learn, if you can't do the education, if you can't donate $1,000, donate $2, $5. That's also going to help evolve into different other things that Dr. Shiva already is providing. Again, some of his scientific research is already being shared with everyone. So all of this money goes into, right, number one, the campaign, but also this level of commitment is also going to help you out in the long run. So if you want to create change, you have to take part in it. You cannot expect to see change every 2 years from voting every 2 years or every 4 years. None of that shit is going to do anything. So get involved, get active, and again, donate. We made this very simple. So hopefully we get to see you guys on the winning side there.
I want to thank Kai. Kai's been awake for days, getting this telethon launch. Go ahead, Kai.
Yeah, no, if you haven't already figured it out, this movement is about you. Dr. Shiva is a great candidate, but at the end of the day, this is your opportunity to get someone real on the debate stage and reach millions. You know, we've spent all of this time reaching all these people, calling hundreds of thousands of people in Massachusetts. We've made, you know, we're getting close to 1 million calls made in Massachusetts. And, you know, it's difficult to get people that way. So if Dr. Shiva gets on that debate stage, he's going to reach millions in a night. You know, and it just takes seriously like 200 people to donate $1,000 and we're done. So if you're one of those 200 people, 250 people, thank you. You know, if you're one of the people that does 25, that's fine. You know, that's great too. That helps. But, you know, it's really that simple. Just do the math. We just need a couple of really serious people to donate $100, $1,000, and we're going to get Dr. Shiva on the debate stage for you. It's for you. This is not for Dr. Shiva. This is for you.
All right, everyone. Thanks, Kai. Maybe we finish up with the video. Thank you to everyone. And you want to play the video, Kai? After it ends, we can close it out. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks, Nolan. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all the people who came out and supported us, participated in the stream, but we'll be back at 8 p.m. and we'll keep doing this. You need the sound, Kai.
Who would have ever thought I'd be running for United States Senate? I was born a low-caste untouchable in India's caste system, a system of aristocracy, oppression, and racism. My name is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. I'm an MIT PhD, a Fulbright scholar, a scientist, entrepreneur, and inventor. My family and I left India to come to America on my 7th birthday. I grew up in the working-class neighborhoods of New Jersey, playing baseball, mowing lawns, painting houses, and coding software. My friends and neighbors were Black, Italians, Irish, people of all races. As a 14-year-old, I created the world's first email system, long before I ever heard of MIT. Growing up, I saw politicians dividing us by race and religion, in America or India, to have us fighting each other while they were safe in their gated communities with their lawyers by their side. I'm a fighter. I fought racism, exposed their imperialist wars, fought for workers, and put my life on the line against global corruption. I never wanted to run for political office. All that changed in 2016. Americans rose up against the establishment. We remembered we had all left a world of injustice to come to America to make a better life. We realized lawyers, academics, and politicians, elites, Clintons, Romneys, Kennedys, Obamas, Bushes, Black and white, had hijacked America. They gave bailouts to their friends. They delivered crumbling infrastructure, corruption, and racism, dividing Black and white, killing us, fear-mongering and fake science, lockdowns and censorship, dirty air, food, and water, pushing drugs upon us, making us sicker. We've been sold out. One set of rules for them, another for us. We deserve a warrior with a history of courage who will put everything on the line for you. It's time to fight and win back America. That's why I'm running for U.S. Senate. This race is about truth, freedom, and health versus power, profit, and control. We've had enough. They think we'll fall in line and vote again for their lawyers who get them off crimes. They never can represent us. What America needs is digital rights. We need citizen science. We need real health with no middlemen. We don't have time. We must do it now. We don't need them. We need us to go bottoms up, neighbor to neighbor. My journey, your journey are all the same. It's our time. It's time we had one of us. It's time we make America great for all of us. Pledge your vote now for Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, the independent candidate for U.S. Senate. This is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, and I approve this message, paid for by Shiva for Senate.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Be well, be the light. Thank you. Be well.